Now, live once again, and welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk, folks. Mobile Giza back with you once again. Um, Still just me, so I hope you're not too disappointed. Okay, okay, Eleanor, I'm here. I'm here. Eleanor is the most punctual person you will ever meet in your life. Any job that she has, she's always there at least a half an hour early. So, anyway, I hope everybody's had a good week. Mine's been pretty good. We have had beautiful weather here all week, sunny, and oops, wait a minute, I just hit the wrong link there. Okay. We've had beautiful weather, sunny, mostly 70s and low 80s. So, those of you who like fall coming, you're certainly having it coming. It's a little cooler in the mornings, of course. Anyway, I sent the usual invites out to Will and Mike. To Mark, I said Oscar one, and we'll see if anybody joins. And here's Renz. Renz, glad to have you here. And he's running late. He's off to work, so I'm sure he'll be back. Always great to have Renz in here. Eleanor still not liking the weather so much, but Eleanor tends to like cooler, even colder weather. I tend to like summer. It's up to me, it'd be 90 every day of the year, but that's just me. Anyway, yes, Renz, you did spread the word extremely well, and appreciate it very much. Renz is one of the most faithful subscribers and followers there is. So, and my phones did not. Oh, I know. I didn't pull up the stream on my phone. Let me pull it up on here. Let's see if it goes crazy on me. Let's see. There I am. Let's see. And there we go. And get the sound down. Okie dokie. So, since it's still just me every week, of course, the shows will be a bit shorter unless, like Will did last week, he joins us from work. And even though he was at work, I appreciated having him here and certainly appreciated him being in the discussion. Just want to make a quick note here. The Z Flip 3, I am absolutely loving this phone. And yes, it does flip. There you go. And earbuds don't want to stay in. And I find this side fingerprint on this thing is just awesome. It always nails it for me. So I am loving the Z Flip 3, and maybe over the weekend or by Tuesday, I'll put out a update on what I think of it. And so far, what I think of it is pretty good. For me, I don't know who follows me on follows Mobile Geezer on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, but I've been putting pictures from it up there, and I think the pictures are pretty good. Certainly better than I thought they'd be. So, would I recommend the Z Flip 3? At this moment, I would highly recommend it. Battery life is okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It's okay. That's the best I can tell you about the battery life. But I am loving it. I saw Mike. I guess he picked one up 2 days ago, I guess. So he has a Z Flip 3. And he's putting out some pictures too. So maybe he'll be doing a live on it soon. Elma says, I like the fact that it fits in your pocket, but I believe it's still a little too heavy, at least for me. Yeah, it is a little on the heavy side, but yeah, this thing will fit like anywhere. I was looking to see if I had a pocket on this shirt, but I don't. But it's great to carry around. If you want to take a selfie, all you have to do is open it up this way And you can take a selfie. You can just put it on a table, take a selfie, boom, you're good to go. You don't need anybody to hold it or anything. So far, I'm loving my Z Flip 3. All right, so let's get started with the stories, and I'll try to keep an eye out and see if anybody comes into the stream. So what I try to do every week, like the big weeks, like we had the Apple event last time, and I try to start with the big events. But generally, I try to find some stories that you're not going to hear everywhere. And I do some follow-ups. And of course, a couple of weeks ago, we did the thing that Facebook was pushing for developing the Instagram Kids app. And a lot of people, including myself, objected to it. So first story is going to be about Apple's follow-up and my follow-up story on that. So let me share the screen. Okay, here we go. And of course, the link is in the description. If you're on Facebook, I also put the show notes link there too, so you can follow along that way if you want to. So this was on Engadget and Facebook. Oh, let me make this bigger. Okay. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger again. Okay. Facebook is pausing work on Instagram Kids app amid growing scrutiny. Let me go into reader view mode so we can get rid of some of these commercials. So this is by Steve Dent, and it's from 3 days ago. Facebook has announced that it's pausing its Instagram Kids project in order to work with parents, experts, and policymakers to demonstrate the value and need for this product. The announcement follows criticism from 44 state attorneys general who asked Facebook to abandon the project and a request from Democratic lawmakers for more detail about the project. The Instagram team said it was building the app to get around the problem of kids accessing Instagram without parental permission. We started this project to address an important problem seen across our industry. Kids are getting phones younger and younger, misrepresenting their age and downloading apps that are meant for those 13 or older, wrote head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri. At the same time, the company rejected the idea that it was capitulating due to criticism. Of course you're not, even though the whole world criticized you. Critics of Instagram Kids will see this as an acknowledgement that the project is a bad idea. This is not the case, Mosseri wrote. The reality is that kids are already online, and we believe that developing age-appropriate experiences designed specifically for them is far better for parents than where we are today. An important part of what we've been developing for Instagram Kids is a way for parents to supervise their child's use of Instagram. While we're pausing our development of Instagram Kids, we'll continue our work to allow parents to oversee their children's accounts by expanding these tools to teen accounts, age 13 and over, on Instagram. I think that's a good idea. Some of the issues raised about the project revolve around Facebook's problems with privacy and particularly child safety. Not only is social media an influential tool that can be detrimental to children who are not of appropriate age, but this plan could place children directly in the path of predators, New York State Attorney General Letitia James said when the project first came to light. And I agree with that completely. Most recently, the Wall Street Journal published an article claiming that Facebook has knowingly ignored its own research showing that Instagram is toxic to the mental health of younger people. And that's what we brought up a couple of weeks ago. Yesterday, the social network refuted that article as well, saying its research said that young people had both positive and negative experiences with social media, among other things. And that's probably true. Facebook pointed out that both YouTube and TikTok have versions of their apps for kids under 13. It also said that Instagram Kids would not be the same as Instagram is now and is meant for tweens between 10 and 12 years old, not younger children. I don't think they specified that in the last article. At least I don't remember them saying that, 10 and 12. It will require parental permission to join. It won't have ads, and it will have age-appropriate content and features, according to Masari. He also pointed out that Facebook has implemented several new measures on issues like body image, encouraging people to look at other topics or take a break if they're dwelling on negative content. However, lawmakers don't even like the idea of the app, regardless of intent. I'm with them. The alternative approach that Facebook appears poised to take, specifically pushing kids to sign up for a new platform that may itself pose threats to young users' privacy and well-being, involve serious challenges, and may do more harm than good, wrote a group of Democratic lawmakers. I agree 100%. So it seems like Facebook is backing off Instagram Kids for now. Maybe they won't release it at all. We'll see. But at least they're hearing us, and that's a good thing. So start sharing. Okay, nothing new in the comments. And see if there was any other thing about. I did want to say which phone. Oh, was it the S20? Yeah, the S21 Ultra got the. No, I'm sorry. The Z Flip 3 got its September update night before last. And I gather it had gone like 3 months without getting an update. And Samsung's been pretty good lately with getting us the update. So I was glad to see it got its security update. It doesn't seem to have changed much other than that. I just wanted to let you know that. All right, let's go on to the next story. And of course, this is the thing everybody's beginning to get excited about, including myself. Okay, this is from Android Police. Oh, I want to share. Okay. Share the screen. Okay. A new leak shows that with the Pixel 6 cameras, Google isn't solely relying on software processing anymore. Versatile camera hardware paired with Google's excellent processing are a recipe for success. Let's go into reader view. Okay. And this is by Errol Wright. And this is from the 24th. A versatile camera hardware. Okay. Recipe for success. I read that. The Google Pixel 6 is due to be the biggest smartphone release from Google since the original Pixel smartphones in 2016. For the first time, the company is launching a smartphone with its own custom system on a chip, but that's not the only significant change that's on the way. If the leaks are to be believed, Google is going all in on the Pixel 6's camera, not only with software, but also new hardware. The phone has already leaked in plenty of detail, and Google has been rolling along with the leak train. That's true. But the team at XDA developers managed to get their hands on an unreleased version of the Google Camera app, as well as some details on how the Pixel 6 camera will function, and it looks amazing. The main camera sensor is said to be a 50-megapixel Samsung ISOCELL GN1 sensor. This would represent a considerable leap from the 12.2 megapixel IMX363 sensor that Google has been using since the Pixel 3 launched in 2018. We also have a 12 megapixel IMX386 sensor for the wide-angle camera and a 48 megapixel IMX586 for its 4 times optical telephoto in the case of the Pixel 6 Pro. It will also support 4K at 60 frames per second, video recording with up to 7 times zoom. Pictures and other video resolutions will go up to 20 times. Sounds pretty exciting to me. We can also expect some exciting new software camera features, which is unsurprising given Google is all about the software, and Pixel cameras are known for their excellent processing rather than just their raw camera horsepower. There are several takeaways here. One of them is manual white balance adjustments, giving you the ability to tweak the settings in your pictures on the fly. So more control for us is always a welcome thing. The most intriguing new feature is the magic eraser. Based on the name, it sounds like it could be a revisit of the object removal feature that was supposed to come to Google Photos but never actually arrived. I remember that. It was a picture of a kid behind a fence, and you could use that feature and you could make the fence disappear. Well, that never came to light, but I gather now it might. Except this time processed on device by the TPU in the Google Tensor chipset. I guess it's a lot easier to do this stuff when you produce the chip yourself. Other potential features mentioned by XDA include face deblur, which was actually already confirmed by Google. This helps deblur faces in HDR images by capturing multiple photos with both the main sensor and the ultra-wide sensor, then using all data captured and feeding it to the TPU for processing. There's also motion blur, portrait spotlight, NEMA aesthetic, and baby mode. But information on those is scarce, so we'll have to wait and see what exactly they are capable of. Pixel 6 is coming pretty soon. Yeah, should be in the next 2 weeks, I think. I think it's October 19th is everybody's guess. It's not official yet. So, sounds like the Pixel 6 cameras are going to be pretty exciting, and I'm kind of excited about it. I'm hoping Will is also. Will, if you're listening, I'm hoping that you'll get excited about the Pixel 6 cameras too. So that's that story. I don't know how many people here. Okay, it says 5 people are watching, so I know Renz is on his way to work, so the only one that I know might still be in the chat is Eleanor. But if you're watching and you want to comment, just feel free, please. Come take part in discussion. Okay, moving on. Let's get a quick drink here. With my green screen, you can see right through my bottle. Because the bottle is also green. Okay, next story. Another story that's kind of a follow-up. Brought this up a few months ago, or maybe even last year. But now it looks like Amazon is ready to go with this. So I'm going to share screen. And this is from The Verge. Amazon is now accepting your applications for its home surveillance drone. Ring's 250 always home cam is real and ready to fly into your living room. Let's go into review. Okay, it's by Jennifer Patterson. Jennifer Patterson Tohi. And this is from 2 days ago. First announced at last year's Amazon hardware event, the Ring Always Home Cam is now ready for takeoff. Starting today, September 28th, you can request an invitation to be a crash test dummy for Ring's newest innovation. The Always Home Cam is a Ring camera attached to a drone that can fly predetermined paths in your home when triggered via a Ring alarm sensor or from the Ring app. The camera costs $250. If you live in the U.S., you can apply for an invitation to buy it today, as the devices will ship later this year. And that's what it looks like sitting on space. Designed to solve the problem of wanting to be able to see inside your home when you're not there, but not wanting to have dozens of cameras watching you when you are, the Always Home Cam only records when it's in flight. When not in use, it sits in its charging dock that blocks its lens. So that's a good thing. It can fly to specific viewpoints on demand, such as the front door or kitchen stove, and can also tie into a Ring alarm home security system and buzz over to any action, such as the door or window opening when the alarm is on. If you're hearing a ding, and Will is letting me know he's there, so I'm pinging him in. And there you are, Will.
What's going on, George?
Nothing much. Glad to have you here. Are you listening? Are you
You know
listening
what you
to the
put?
story I'm reading?
So why you put them in? Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, just let me get through the story, and let's see. When not in use, the system is charging Dr. blocks its lens. It can fly to specific viewpoints on demand. Front door, kitchen, stove. You can also tie into ring alarm, home security system, and buzz to any action, such as the door or window opening when the alarm is armed. Um, In the years since it announced the project, Ring has been working on refining the ambitious device and essentially making sure it won't go on a rampage through your home. That's good. It's not an overstatement to say we've made 1,000 refinements to it, Ring founder Jamie Siminoff said in an interview ahead of the announcement. We learned how to fly. While they had been working prototypes when we announced it in 2020, it's only now ready for regular people's homes, says Siminoff, but not everyone's. Ring is rolling out the invite only program as a sort of post beta test flight. I have it in my home and it does work, said Siminoff. But today's homes are so unique, so we really need to get into more customers' homes to make sure everything we are doing is right. I think that's a good approach. After all, it is an autonomous flying machine in your home. With any other product, we would have probably just been shipping. With this one, we are going to take our time, make sure it's right before we go into full general availability. The invite only program, which is a recent trend with Amazon products, is a way to attract the right type of customer at this stage, says Siminoff. It's a customer that's willing and wants to work with us. They understand what they're getting into. We use this as a tool to deliver the best products to customers and be transparent with them. So does this mean if it crashes into your big TV screen, you're just plumb out of luck? And they don't answer that question here, so I don't know. And that's what it looks like from the app. Uh, in terms of day-to-day use and features, much of what was announced last year is the same. The always home cam is an indoor-only camera attached to a drone with enclosed propellers. It streams and records to the Ring app, is fully autonomous, and can be commanded to fly on demand to preset locations through the app or programmed to take off when Ring alarm detects a disturbance. So that means it's always listening, even when it's on its base. Ring says the resolution of the camera has increased to 1400 by 1400 HD, which I think is great, which is a bump up from the 1080p resolution it was when it was first announced. The camera only records in flight. That's what I kind of worry about. And the drone makes an audible noise, so it's clear when footage is recording. It has obstacle avoidance technology, but its shrouded propellers should prevent any serious damage if there's
This
collision. But you
place is
should
a
keep it away
mess.
from your Van Gogh, joked Siminoff.
No.
The Always Home Cam is designed for use on a single floor as it can't navigate stairs. But Siminoff says multi-floor support is something the company is exploring. It should also only fly when there is no one home. While the drone has been tested with ceiling and tabletop fans, that's what I worry about. Siminoff said it might have difficulties if a fan is blowing full speed. But if it feels like it's not doing the right thing, it'll just land in a safe area and sit there. Yeah, because in Eleanor's living room, there's a ceiling fan. I wonder. Oh, and Eleanor's asking me what that annoying. That is my Apple Watch, and that was Will letting me know that he was in the stream. But I left the sound on the Apple Watch for a reason. You'll see pretty soon. A flying camera in your home does feel like a sci-fi fantasy / horror story come true. Yeah, I can see that. But from a practical and privacy standpoint, the concept is a solid one. You only need one camera to see an entire floor of your home, and there's no danger of it accidentally recording without you knowing about it. Also, it's way cool. There's something about watching this fly through your house on your phone. It feels like something out of Hollywood, but it's in your house, as Siminoff. For me, it really was a jaw-dropping experience. So I guess it's ready for prime time. Do I want a camera sitting inside my house when I'm not there? And when you tell me that it's not recording anything when it's in the base, with today's companies, can I believe them? Not me personally. Whether you do, that's for you. Yeah, Will's at work. Yeah, Will's thinking that sound was him. No, that was my Apple Watch, Will, when you were contacting me. Yeah, Elmer said, sorry, I forgot that you were at work. Thought it was coming from
No, George
George's
said it's
end.
not me now, so that's good. It's
No,
George.
it wasn't him. That was actually me. But the beeping that you're hearing now, yeah, that's coming
That's
from
me.
Will. Okay. But those dings were my Apple Watch notifying me that I was getting a text from Will. So, Will,
So
did
wait,
you hear the
George,
story about the
a little bit. The
uh,
Amazon thing, right?
no, about the Pixel 6 cameras?
No. But I did listen to
Okay.
a podcast the other day where the guy said it's supposed to have like the fence, the removal thing. You can remove stuff in the background, and it's
Right.
supposed to
Yeah.
have like an automatic shooting mode, kind of like that clips thing they had before.
Yeah, that erasing that they're calling it magic erasing. Remember they had that fence thing a
Yeah.
couple of years ago, and it never got into a phone.
Well,
But
no,
I
they
guess
had they had that clips camera. They said it's supposed to have that too, where it'll like you remember you would like sit on a table and it would take pictures of like your dog or your kids random.
yeah.
They're saying that might be coming to the phone in some kind of way.
Yeah. So I think it sounds like it's going to work better with their own SoC than it did before. That's my guess.
You think so? I don't think it's
Yeah.
gonna work any better. I just think Google's gonna load up a whole bunch of.
Well, here that one
Listen,
paragraph.
I think this is what they're gonna do. They're loading up a whole bunch of gimmicks on the camera. What's going on,
Maybe
E?
we'll see.
Because remember before they had that playground nonsense when you could have the Marvel characters. That lasted for about a year before they stopped adding anything to it, and that disappeared. Like,
But I'm thinking they included this here because they can make it work with the Google Tensor. I don't think they could make it work before, and it never actually came out. But
George, that clips thing worked because you can get them on eBay. They had them on eBay for $60.
Yes, but they were supposed to put it in a phone, and they didn't. That was the point.
Yeah.
And in the paragraph, it actually says it sounds like it could be a revisit object removal feature that was supposed to come to Google Photos, but never actually arrived.
Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm talking about the other thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing that they mentioned in here.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't get the article. The other, the guy on the podcast, he knows somebody that has a Pixel, I guess, and he said that they said it has like a thing where I forget what they called it, not studio mode or something. It had a name, but anyway, where like if you sit down and then if the thing sees you smile, for example, it'll take a picture, or it was called baby mode or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, remember they had they had a camera that was supposed to like sit it on your table.
Right, yeah.
And it was supposed to do it for you automatically. They said it's like that again on the phone.
Okay, so in that case, I gotta agree. That does sound pretty gimmicky.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, I don't know.
So anything you've seen or heard got you excited enough to think about getting it?
No, but I got my wife an iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Okay,
and that screen is wonderful. That screen is wonderful, George.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that screen is good. But no, that's all. And okay, I haven't been on Twitter in I don't know how long. So I go on Twitter the other day just to peek around, see what's going on, because I had deleted it. Mike has a Z Flip.
Yes, I'm guessing he got that the day before yesterday, because yesterday all of a sudden he started showing pictures, and the first tweet was, "What did I do?" Remember?
See, I didn't see that. Okay, I gotta go back and. Wow.
Yeah, sometime yesterday, I'm thinking
Mike got a Z Flip, and I gotta meet with him because I have to give him his thing back. Wow, Mike I can't believe it.
And I thought he was teasing me a couple of weeks ago about getting it. At least that's my memory.
So wait, which one is the Flip? The Flip is the one that folds halfway, right?
Yes. That's not the. Are you watching it all?
Hold on. Because, wow, I can't believe he got. Wow.
That surprised the heck out of me.
Okay, yeah, I see now. Wow, you have one?
Okay, here's one right here. See it?
Yeah.
And it does flip. See?
Oh wow, I gotta
And
call him.
the fingerprint sensor on this thing is amazing.
I'm gonna. Yeah,
And
Mike got him.
people are
Wow.
asking me about battery life. Battery life is not bad. It's not great either. It's just okay. But I was just telling them when I started the stream, I am loving this thing.
Mm. Wow,
And
Mike got a Z Flip. What happened?
I have no idea.
Mike
My
never
impression was that
splurges like this. Something he must have got a good deal.
So your impression must have been the same as mine, because my impression was he had no thought of getting that thing. And then yesterday I'm like, wow, Mike got a Z Flip.
I see he kept posting and putting like hashtag Z Flip, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Mike didn't get a Z Flip.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked. So I wish he'd come on here and tell us why, or tell us what brought him to that, and if he did get a deal,
He had to. Wow, Mike.
Or maybe he got on his knees and begged Pat, and she gave in. Who knows?
Wow, so he went to a Samsung. I'm shocked.
Yes, yeah, because he doesn't do Samsung. At least I don't. Has he ever had a Samsung phone before?
Yeah, he's liked it, but I forget what he was using last. So I don't
Okay, but it's been a long time, right?
Yeah, you should shoot him a text. I can't. I want to know what brought this about. I'm curious.
You know what? I'm going to text him and see if he'll come on the show and explain himself. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, tell him I'm very curious.
Okay. Yo, Mike, I'm live, and Will's here from work, so he's live with me, and we're both amazed that you got the Z Flip 3. Why don't you come on and let us know what went on with that, and if you got a deal?
Thank you.
Period. Okay, I sent him the text.
I was shocked that I said Mike got a Z Flip.
Yeah, I was shocked too. I was totally shocked.
Wow.
And Mike doesn't usually like to, get the expensive stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't usually split. That's what I'm wondering. He must have got a great deal.
Yeah, I hope so.
Wow, that's good though. That's good.
You know what my first thought was? Maybe somebody put one on Swapper real quick.
Yeah, but for cheap, because that's a new one, right? The Z Flip.
Yeah, it's only what?
Yeah.
2 weeks old. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Anyways, so I'm happy for him. I think he's gonna love it. I love mine.
So the software is still like, it's like using a Galaxy S21 or whatever, right?
For the most part, but it keeps in mind. I mean, it does the same as the Fold 3 as far as the software adapting to the. And on this thing, what I keep telling people here, I'm showing it on screen again. What I keep telling people is, you can hardly see the crease at all. I mean, I don't think anybody using this phone ever. You feel the crease here, but you never really see the crease. Yes, if it catches the light right, like it just did, you see it, but you never notice the crease. I mean, they did a great job with this thing, and I'm glad I waited until this third iteration came out. And I love the fact that I can just put it up like that, sit it down on a table, and take a selfie without anybody's help.
Oh yeah. They show that on the commercial.
Yeah, and I love that. Yeah. So anyway, I am love, and for me, the camera is way better than I thought it would be. And some of the reviews I had read from others kind of said the same thing. I think everybody's a little bit surprised at how good the cameras are. No, it's not a Pixel, and it may not be an iPhone, but boy, the cameras are pretty good if you ask me. So, just my opinion. So I would, and I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I said I would highly recommend the Z Flip 3 to just about anybody who's willing to spend the money. So.
Yeah, what does it go for? What is it, $1,300?
No, it goes for $999.
Oh, that ain't bad. Oh, so course, that's easy to get a deal in because they give you a trade.
Yeah, because Samsung always gives you the great deals, and I traded in. Which one did I traded in my Pixel 3a for this one.
yeah. Oh, that was a good move.
Yeah, and then I traded in my OnePlus 7 Pro for
Oh, that
my
was an even better move. OnePlus
yeah,
probably hasn't even updated it lately, have they?
yeah, exactly. I traded in that for my Pixel 5a. So, but this will be the first time ever this year. Will be the first time ever that I got a Pixel that wasn't an A series. This will be the first time I buy the original.
No Pixel for me, George.
Yeah, but we've heard that many times.
Nope, I'm not doing it. If I get anything, I will get an iPhone 13, whatever.
Okay, we'll see. See, I'm still loving my iPhone 12 Pro. So
Mike didn't get back to you?
oh wait, Mike just got just did it. Okay. Okay, he's talking to a Medicare broker right now, having a fun time. so maybe he'll come on. I'm sure that must be a lot of
Having a
fun.
fun time. Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Well, you know what it is. As soon as you get over 55, these people are all over you all the time. Trust me, I know.
Having a fun time.
You'll find out one of these days. I know it's a ways off. All right, I'm going to pull up the next story because it's about iPhone 13 delivery delays. So I'm going to share my screen.
Just make sure you keep an eye on them with it.
Okay, I'm just.
Okay. Keep in mind, folks, Will's at work and he's just joined us because of the kindness of his heart.
Thank
So,
you.
You're welcome.
and Ren says, "Hey, Will."
What's going on, Ron?
So Ren's obviously got to work, so we're good. And Ren's is so good. As soon as I put out the tweet, he tweeted it all over the place. That guy is amazing. Okay, this is on CNET. And iPhone 13 deliveries delayed as COVID slows Apple supplies, report says. The company is struggling to get camera modules from Vietnamese suppliers, according to Nikkei. I guess it's pronounced. All right, let me put in reader view mode. You might have to be patient if you're ordering Apple's iPhone 13, 13 mini, 13 Pro, or 13 Pro Max. People are getting longer than usual delivery times due to supply constraints caused by a COVID-19 wave in Vietnam, according to Nikkei Asia. Apple is apparently struggling to get enough camera modules for the 4 iPhone 13 models because they're assembled in the Southeast Asian country. On Wednesday, Apple's U.S. store gave an estimated shipping time of 3 to 4 weeks for an iPhone 13 Pro or 13 Pro Max. The store gave a shorter 7 to 10 day estimate for the iPhone 13 or 13 mini. Apple didn't respond to a request for comment. Well, I mean, I can see what's there to respond to. Everybody knows there's a chip shortage. So it makes sense. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with people that if you are just now ordering any of the iPhones 13s, you're probably going to have a longer wait than usual. So, you still there, Will? Oh.
Yeah, I'm here, George.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that you went silent. Okay, sorry. Okay, now the next, I'm going to skip to the other iPhone stories because I want to demonstrate. Okay, this is on The Verge, and I'm going to share the screen. Okay, and this says Apple will fix issue with Unlock with Apple Watch feature on iPhone 13. It's not clear what caused the problem or when the fix will arrive. So I'm going to read a review. This is by Kim Lyons. Apple said it has identified an issue where the Unlock with Apple Watch feature might not work with its new iPhone 13 devices. A new note on its support page describes the problem. You might see unable to communicate with Apple Watch if you try to unlock your phone while wearing a face mask, or you might not be able to set up unlock with Apple Watch. And I gather this is only with the iPhone 13s. On Friday, users on the Reddit Apple Watch Reddit board began reporting that they were seeing this problem, and some said they were able to use the watch unlock feature with other iPhone models, including the iPhone 11 Max. And so am I able to use mine. I'll show you in a few minutes. Apple introduced the ability to unlock an iPhone that uses Face ID with a paired Apple Watch earlier this year with the release of iOS 14.5. Yes, I was waiting for that and excited to get it. It comes in handy during a pandemic where face masks are recommended in many public places, making it hard for Face ID to recognize you. The feature works on iPhone 10 and later and requires both the iPhone and the watch to have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth turned on. The watch needs to have wrist detection turned on and being passcode protected, and it has to be on your wrist and unlocked for the feature to work. And all that is true of my Apple Watch. I have the Apple Watch SE. Apple didn't say what's causing the problem with iPhone 13 devices, just that it will be fixed in an upcoming software update, but not when to expect the update. The support page note advises switching off the unlock with Apple Watch feature and using your passcode to unlock the iPhone 13 when masked in the interim. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to show you. It works just fine on my iPhone 12 Pro. Okay, so putting my mask on. Here's my iPhone. Did you hear that? I'm going to do it again. You probably can hear the watch unlocking. Here. Hear it? And it works just fine for me. So it's obviously just an iPhone 13 problem. So they're working on it, but it sounds like they have no solution for it as yet. Oh, and in case you missed my mask, yes, that is my Mobile Giza logo on my mask. I figured since I have to wear a mask, I might as well advertise. So, and I'm pulling my glasses off with it. Okay. Ren says, "What sorcery is this?" Eleanor says, "Yeah, all the supplies are sitting on barges on the West Coast." That's true. There's a whole bunch of ships on both the Pacific and in the Atlantic waiting to be unloaded, and there's some huge problem with getting some of those ships unloaded on both coasts. So anyway, just wanted to bring that story up. Will is still here, I think. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm still here, George.
Okay. You're not in a position to read any stories or anything like that, right?
No, I'm not at a computer.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. I'm still watching for Mike. I'm still hoping he comes in. Of course, if he's on the phone with somebody trying to sell him something as far as medical stuff, he could be there for a while. So, another interesting one that I thought was a real interesting story is, I'm sharing the screen. This was on Notebook Check, and I've seen it a couple of other places too. But Samsung Galaxy S21 FE reportedly canceled because of two external factors. According to reports, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 has been selling so well that it may have brought about the Galaxy S21 FE's demise. A shortage of Snapdragon 888 chipsets has allegedly forced Samsung to reassess its flagship offerings going forward. So let's go into reader mode. Oh, it went to reader mode and the whole article disappeared. All right, let's get out of reader mode. First time I've seen that. Okay. The launch of the Galaxy S21 FE has taken another turn, having reportedly been delayed by several months from early summer. Recently, leakers alleged that Samsung will unveil the Galaxy S21 FE next month. That's right, I've seen the same articles, which would offer many of the specifications as the Galaxy S21 and Galaxy
Is that Mike?
S21 Plus. Let me see. Aren't you glad I left my? He says, hold on. So I guess he'll be coming in. Interesting. And of course, as soon as he said, hold on.
Well, it's almost a reunion.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's the original 3 at least, you know.
Yeah.
He said 5 minutes.
Uh-oh, we're going to get a reunion tonight.
Exactly. Okay, where am I? So, however, Universals, I don't know how to say that, Universals, Kuma Sleeper, and Fontron all claim that the October release date is now off. Supposedly, Samsung had planned to unveil the Galaxy S21 FE at an unpacked event. It is unknown what other devices would have been showcased, if any. Reportedly, an ongoing shortage of Snapdragon 888 chips has brought about the Galaxy S21 FE's demise, accelerated by the rate at which the Galaxy Z Flip 3s has been selling. Universals, it's the best I can say it, folks, is that it would be reasonable for Samsung to cancel its next fan edition handset if it has set a December release date for the Galaxy S22 series, which is what the rumor is saying, that the Galaxy S22 is going to come out in December, and they have been getting earlier and earlier. We should stress that Samsung is yet to make any announcements to this effect. Incidentally, Sam Mobile has already revealed what the Galaxy S21 FE looks like, courtesy of a leaked user manual. The device has appeared several times on Geekbench, among other benchmarking websites too. But yeah, sure, they could make the phone, but if they can't get chipsets to go into full manufacturing, yeah, they would have to cancel it. So it just makes sense. So those of you who are excited about an S21 FE, sounds like.
What do you think, George?
I think they're probably not going to come out with, and it
No.
does.
I mean about the pushed up S. What is it? 22 release?
Oh yeah. Well, they have been making them a little earlier for the last 2 years or 3 years, right?
Didn't they used to premiere in January and come out in March?
No.
I thought they were still about that time.
No, they used to come out in March and we'd get them in April. Maybe that's 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And then they pushed it back to February. And I guess last year it premiered in January and we got it in February. So from what the articles that I'm seeing and the rumors, sounds like they're going to premiere it in December and maybe we'll get it in January. That would be my guess. You don't think that's a possibility?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. It might be too early.
Yeah, it is early, but I mean, there has to be a reason why they kept pushing it back, and it's like at least 3 years running. They made it earlier.
I just think that's a little too close to iPhone territory.
And I'm thinking, see, you're thinking the opposite of me. I'm thinking that's exactly why they're doing it. You don't think?
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is, but that's what I mean. I don't think it's going to be good for them.
Well, keep in mind, now iPhone outsells Samsung in America by a lot, but Samsung outsells iPhone everywhere else in the world by a ton, you know.
Yeah, but Samsung sells a lot of their what's-a-name devices. They're cheaper.
Oh yeah, Samsung sells all kinds of. Yeah, I was talking to Eleanor earlier, saying, well, Samsung, sells at least like 30 different types of phones.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So it makes sense. I'm watching for whenever Mike comes in, and meanwhile, I'm going to pull up my last story, which is about Google, and I'll point out to you guys what I'm talking about. All right, I'm going to share the screen, and this is on Android Central. And Google puts Apple on blast as it disputes $5 billion EU fine. Google says it can't be anti-competitive without Apple around.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm going to go into reader view. Okay, and this is by Derek Lee.
Yeah, I know, Miss Slim.
Google is in court fighting a 4.34 billion pound, €5.1 billion fine issued by in 2018 by European Union regulators over Android's market dominance. Yeah, and I wrote an article about that a couple of years ago. Its argument that regulators are ignoring Apple, its biggest competitor. The EU slapped a massive fine on Google after ruling that the company used its dominance to require its own search and Chrome apps to be installed on the best Android phones in order to gain access to the Play Store. Regulators also found that Google would pay manufacturers to pre-install its apps on their phones to further its dominance. Yeah, that to me is unfair. Its dominance in search and discourage manufacturers from selling smart devices with forked versions of Android. According to Reuters, Google, look at that, Google lawyer. I think they meant Google lawyer. Meredith Pickford argues that regulators aren't taking Apple's iOS into account. The commission shuts its eyes to the real competitive dynamic in this industry, that between Apple and Android. By defining markets too narrowly and downplaying the potential constraint imposed by the highly powerful Apple, the commission has mistakenly found Google to be dominant in mobile operating systems and app stores when it was in fact a vigorous market disputer. But they have an answer for that coming up. Watch. Meanwhile, the commission argues that Apple's market share is too small to really matter. We're talking in Europe, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Commission lawyer Nicholas Kahn says that bringing Apple into the equation doesn't change things very much. Google and Apple pursue different models. So that's telling you how dominant Samsung is in Europe compared to Apple.
Yeah, but they're dominant because they release cheap phones.
Because they release all kinds. I don't say because they release cheap phones, because they release phones in every possible
That's what I'm saying.
money bracket that you can
have
imagine.
Cheap phones.
And they also have expensive phones. I'm sure in Europe they probably
their
all
phones,
get bought.
Their phones that are selling in crazy numbers are the cheap ones.
Oh, I know. Well, yeah, the cheap ones around the world are going to outsell the others, but I'm sure in Europe, they sell their Z Flips and their S21 Ultras too. But in any case, Apple's, and I'm getting out of the article, but what I wrote as my title for the article, Google to EU, don't just punish me, punish Apple too. Because to me, it sounded like a couple of kids in the schoolyard. Well, he did it too. That's what it sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought it sounded a bit childish to me.
Yeah.
I guess they're figuring that if they could get the EU to fine Apple a little bit, maybe the EU would ease up on them. I don't think so. That's just my guess. So I'm still watching for Mike. He hasn't come in yet.
So let's see. Let me think about what I've been seeing because I've been out of it. So no Pixel Watch this year, George?
No. Well, you listen to Android Central just like I do. They're all saying no way, right? Yeah. And Jerry and them are saying the same thing that we say. Yeah, we'd all like to see one, but Jerry said last broadcast he didn't think they were going to put one out.
There's been no kind of leak or nothing. I guess they're just going to run with the Samsung one.
Yeah, and this has been a rumor for what, 3 years now?
Yeah, but they need to do it.
I agree, but they also need to put out a folding phone, but they're not doing it yet.
That's the big rumors that they're making a folding phone.
Well, yeah, that's because they have programmed it into Android, but.
And they found like the name of it and everything. Come on, look at the name of it.
Oh wait, reunion time. Here's Mike.
Why am I blurry?
The original. You are blurry.
What the heck happened?
But at your age, you're supposed to expect to be blurry.
Yeah, really. What the heck?
I think that's a cataract.
This is what talking to Medicare people will do to you.
Yeah, make you blurry.
I think he's got a cataract. That's why he's blurry.
I got a cataract. Yeah.
And he's credit to his camera.
Let me the slobber off because I'm drawing here from boredom. How to talk about this?
I can understand.
Goodness.
Been there, done that. Trust me.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, George, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
For you people out there, don't retire. That's all to it. Just keep on working. Don't retire. Don't get. Just stick with your employer. It's mind bending.
Hey, I didn't retire until I was 70, but I still get these stupid calls and
Oh
trying
my
to sell me
god!
stuff.
And because we got to get Pat straightened out. I'm on this other plan, and it's just not working out. It's
You're
costing
not
me
blurry
more
anymore.
money.
You're crystal clear now.
Yeah. Well, I guess I paid the bill, Verizon. I don't know what to tell you.
There you go.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on.
What are you?
All right,
who's this guy?
everybody.
Who's
The
this guy?
original Three Musketeers of
Who
Friday
is
Night
that
Tech
guy
Talk are
on the
together.
other end, just with the word "will" and it's flashing?
I haven't been on Twitter in forever, so I log
Yeah,
on to Twitter.
You shocked us both, Mike, yesterday.
I log on to Twitter tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and I see Joker with a hashtag of Z Flip.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I had to look. I had to keep scrolling. Then I saw another one. I said, "Wait a minute, who's Joker?" I said, "Is that Mike?"
Wait a minute. Yeah, do you know that? Come on.
Hold yours up, Mike. I'm holding mine up.
I said,
there you go, Will.
Mike,
You seen them both?
Mike got a Z Flip.
Yeah.
Z Flip 3.
Yeah.
So you have to explain this, Mike.
Yeah, we need you to talk about this.
Yeah, I know. This is against everything I preached about.
time
out. Eleanor says, "Wow, the Three Musketeers are back."
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm here.
Years.
Yeah, it's been a good bit, you know.
Yep.
So
yep.
But
all right, so tell us all about it. Tell us how this came about.
You see?
Yeah,
I tried.
Explain. You're supposed to be teaching me how to get the most out of my device.
Yes, I know. I know.
True.
Well, see, this device is purely for me. I would not recommend this to anybody except for the techies who are out there watching this.
See, you're just the opposite of me. I said at the beginning of the show, I would recommend it to anybody who's willing to spend the money.
Everybody at work has seen it. Go, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Except for one guy. He's like the area supervisor that covers a large territory, and he's a little techie. He's a little bit of a nerd.
So he don't like it because of the
he
screen,
likes it. He wants me to go through the. He says I'll get back to you in November, because then he might consider getting it in November. I was telling him the time to get the next big sale is the Black Fridays they have.
Black
So what you say? You said, but I thought you said he doesn't like it. You said everybody.
No, he does. No, he was intrigued. The other people my other coworkers were like, "Oh, that's pretty cool," and it never really fazed them.
People, my coworkers that have seen it, they got excited. At least the younger ones.
Yeah. You know, most people were, they were pretty, but the one Apple snob I have to deal with. And he's in sales.
Outside of Will, you mean?
Well, no.
Oh yeah. What did he say?
He goes, "Oh, that's gonna break. How do you keep the dirt away from that? Wow, look at that. It does fold, but everything else under the sun, he couldn't give it a moment of praise. So and then you start talking. Well, yeah, my last Samsung was a 8+ and it had that curved screen, and I didn't know, like it keeps on complaining about his Android Auto didn't work. I'm like, dude, you had to upgrade,
Now wait.
Here's a comment for your medical stuff.
Yeah.
Elmo says, "Wait till you get the calls from the cemetery people."
That great.
Happens sometimes.
Oh God, no, I can't.
Now we
I
give you something to look forward to, right?
Yeah, thanks. So
wait.
Go ahead.
So
Well,
Mike,
you first. Mm-hmm.
How's the crease?
Noticeable to if you got to look for it. To me, you got to really look for it, and I don't mind it.
What I've told people is, if most of the time you don't even know it's there until you run your finger over.
Until you run your finger over it, or you're really like right now. I got this dark screen. I got a night sky screenshot here, and you can see it there.
And you can see it now. You see, mine is all light. You can't see it at all.
And the other thing, George, is though I play games on it. I play my Angry Birds on it. I watch video on it. I was listening to music.
I'm playing the real thing. Last night I played Asphalt 9 on mine.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at you go.
Just fine.
But I was intrigued with the first few generations, but I said no.
Same with me.
Mm-hmm. But when they came with this price point and made they made some proper
Rated.
corrections with it. The screen, the front screen here is definitely was a bonus.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
and you can do a lot. I've been swiping away notifications. I've been reading them, or I haven't played with music. I haven't had really long to. I get like an hour to play with it because it's just I've been so busy at work.
But you did say
So.
yesterday in a tweet that the speakers were
Oh
great.
my God! Did you
Yeah, I
see
was
that
surprised
post
by
where
them
it put?
too.
You just put it on that little like shape like this,
Right.
like that, and it was perfect. It was
Yep.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah. I
and I
almost
want to
didn't
show
need a
you something
Bluetooth
about
speaker.
that front screen. The guy in Knoxville, what's the young kid? That's so intrigued by the Surface. He made a video showing me that you could actually change the picture, on your front screen. Well, if you can see it on my front screen, that is my band from 1978, and when I tap it, that's what shows up.
Oh yeah.
So
There's
you
a
can
bunch of things.
customize
There's a
that.
bunch of stuff. I know there's a million little things for the front screen. The typical Samsung features that are built into this
Exactly.
phone.
Yeah.
I'm not just taking full advantage right now.
Well,
I
you've
hope
only
to.
had it, what, 2 days? What's that, 2 days?
This is I'm past 24 hours,
Oh, so you
going on
only
to
had
48. Yeah, 48 hours right now. 48 hours. I mean, this factor here alone, and put it in my pocket, and I kind of forgot it was in my pocket a few times.
Yeah, exactly.
You just put it in there and go, and it doesn't even remind you.
Elmo thought it was a little heavy the first time she touched it, but
Yes.
to me, pocketable, it's as pocketable as anything you'll ever have.
Surprisingly, this is a bit heavy and not
Yeah.
in a bad way,
No,
but
not
I
in a bad
some
way at
reason
all.
thought it was going to be light. And when I picked up the box, when it got the box, I'm like, oh wow, that's heavy. And when you have it open, it's all the way around. But when it's like this, it's like it's like but in the pocket, it's not that bad.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah, like I said, I would never ever say to a person, this is the phone to get, because there's just no
Why
way.
not? What's wrong with it?
There's no. Why be that way? Because
No,
for the money alone.
no. Listen.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so
Will, you jumped
the
all
phone
over
is
that.
no.
Go
I'm
ahead.
just saying.
Everybody, get your
because the
popcorn
phone-
ready. This is going to be a good one.
No. I'm saying what's wrong
No,
with
no,
it.
no,
because
no.
You're saying you would tell people not to get it. It's not that bad.
No, he didn't say he would
$1,000.
tell him not to get it.
What
No,
did you say? Okay, what did you say?
I
Mike?
would not recommend it. How's that?
Okay,
I'll rephrase.
why not? Why not?
Why not? Unless you have, and let me just slide over to the deal part. I snagged an S9 dirt cheap, and I'm getting 300 for her on a trade-in.
Exactly, and that's what
So-
I did. I traded in my Pixel 3A and got 300 for it, or
Did
250.
you-
for it.
really? Oh,
Yes.
250 still. Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And to answer your question, it's just it's it's the money thing. I've been
Yeah, but
preaching
what is it?
all
It's
along.
$1,000, right? A lot
It's
of phones are
$1,000.
$1,000.
It's $1,000 for it.
And remember what I said, Will. I said I would recommend it to anybody who's willing to spend the money.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good way of putting it.
How much
It's still
storage
early
does it
for
come
me.
with, Mike?
What's that? I'm sorry.
How much storage is on it?
Oh, and that was the other thing that was on the special. I picked up the 256 for the price of the 128.
And see, I have the 128.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, right now I'm in 48 hours in, and you're asking me what, about the recommendation part. No, wouldn't recommend it for the price alone, because my Pixel 4a 5G that you can, well, even the 5A right now for $449, you could do the same thing. You could do the same thing on that phone you can do on this phone,
Except you cannot
close it,
fold it, sit
in
it
half.
on the desk, and take a
Yeah, but that's
selfie
why.
without
But that's
any
what
help
you're.
from anybody.
But that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the novelty of being able to fold it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
make
true.
it sit up or whatever.
And the split screen works beautifully.
And you got a second display.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And
I mean, it
But
it's water resistant too,
one
right?
reason,
Yeah.
Will, that I
Yeah,
would
it is.
recommend it's as smooth as butter. I'm finding. I've got it 2 weeks now, and no stutters. It's smooth as silk. You agree, Mike?
the 120 hertz is noticeable.
Yeah.
I will admit now. At first, I'm like going, it's noticeable, but yeah,
Yeah,
it makes
is
that. It
smooth.
gives you that butter effect, like George
Exactly.
is saying. So I mean, I'm pleased with it, and I wanted a phone that had the 888 chip in it because
Right.
I was torn between this and a OnePlus phone, and I wanted to have.
I can't believe you didn't get a OnePlus.
Nope.
But
I
don't you
know.
think OnePlus is kind of done? That's my
Mm.
impression.
What? No, you didn't,
No.
George, you really
That's
said
my
that?
impression. I
Rishi
even
is flipping
told
out right now.
told Rishi about 6 months ago, realizing that I was risking a punch in the face, is that I'm kind of over OnePlus.
No, they were close. They were close in
They
involving
were
getting.
close,
wait a
but
minute,
the
wait a minute.
second they
OnePlus is about
Carl Pay to me, something changed.
OnePlus is about to change their software again, right, or
Yeah,
something?
exactly.
Yeah.
They can't
What are
make
they
it without
doing?
Oppo. They can't do it without Oppo and without Carl Pay. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
they're like they haven't had nothing. I see Rishi post about it all the time. I'm just like,
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't see nothing special about it at this point. It lost all
Rishi's
its.
in love with them, and I'm glad he loves their cameras. But since Carl left, and since they can't seem to do anything on their own now, Oppo's got to always kind of boost them up.
See, that's what was the appeal of getting a OnePlus 9. Because it would have the chip that I want to play with, and to see what this new OS is going to be.
Yeah, but they don't even update their phones, right? Like
No, they're updating their phones. I just read some
they
pieces that they update their phones.
they
They're
do a
just
pretty good job of that, I think.
they did just updated the OnePlus 6 is getting the security patch at least.
And they were still updating the
What's that?
OnePlus 7 Pro. Before I traded my OnePlus 7 Pro in, they were still updating that too.
Yeah. So
I don't know. OnePlus, I liked them at first. Now,
but I just kind of think they're done, at least in America. And I think here's my suspicion: with all this tying together with Oppo and more and more and more, I think they're about to give up in America. That's my opinion.
yeah, that's what that. I mean, in the end, I mean, and I will admit though too, there was one other factor that Will. I don't know if you guys or George, you remember, I had the OnePlus N10. And that was a great phone. That was a really nice phone.
You didn't keep it long, though.
I kept it for 3 or 4 months, or maybe longer than that.
It's not as long as you usually keep phones.
Right.
Yeah, Mike is like diehard OnePlus.
But what happened was they had an update, and still to this day, I don't think they fixed it. When you got an incoming call, you didn't see it, didn't give you a notification you had a call coming in. You had to swipe from the top down.
Oh, really?
You would know it because it'd be vibrating or ringing. Right. You didn't know who's calling you. And there's if you Google it, there's all these things people are coming out. Try this, do this, clear cache, all this other stuff, and nothing. I've tried all the tricks, and
the company should be fixing that. Not everybody and his brother.
And in the forums, the people in the OnePlus forums, everybody's talking about it, but nobody seems to be having a fix for it. Exactly. So I'm like going, between that and just this factor right here. Wait a minute.
The phone.
That right there.
Yeah.
That there. Okay, I admit, I'll call it the floss factor, as he calls it.
I agree 100% because I remember when Floss first reviewed it, he said, "Come on, you know what?" He said, "You're buying it for this."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You're gonna have to practice."
Yeah.
He said, "But
I know. I haven't. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, you didn't fly across the room just now.
I've gotten pretty good at it.
I don't want to throw it at the camera.
Once where I actually did it and it flew out of my hand.
Yeah, see that? I don't know. Did George? It seem like the hinge loosened up a little bit, or no?
No, my hinge seems like
as solid as it. Yeah.
2 weeks.
So wait a minute. So guys, I got it unwrapped and it's booting up and I just put some information in it, and all of a sudden I'm doing two things at once. I'm playing with the phone. I'm going on Twitter, and then Ben Nexus, I think his name was. he posted he had his Z Flip 3 on the counter. He like left it there. He didn't touch it. He said he
Right.
decided after a few days he picked up the phone, and then right down the center it had the pixels and it was a crack in the screen.
Really?
But he said
And
he
didn't do it.
do nothing. He just said, I just decided to pick it up and play with it. And I'm like, oh, great. Here I'm looking at this phone. I just got out of the wrapper, you know?
Oh, yo, Brian's here. Yo, Brian, we got the original Three Musketeers together for once. Because
Yeah.
Mike, show him your new phone, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Here we go, Brian.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah,
So
see.
two of the
Mike-
three of us are flipping out.
Yeah, we're flipping out. All right. Yeah.
Mike is
yeah.
a Samsung Knight.
I wouldn't
know,
insult him that way.
Mike, I knew I saw Richard Urell. I knew I seen him like your tweet.
Oh,
Don't
I
do that while I'm
remember
drinking
Richard
coffee.
Wow, I haven't heard
Oh,
his name
man.
in a while.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
there you go.
Listen,
Mike joined the team. That's
Yeah,
it.
listen. I'm missing my Pixel 2. I'm missing that right now, and I just don't want to lose. I got my iPhone line. I almost took off my iPhone line to put the Pixel on it.
Okay.
But I'm like, no, I need it. I've been using my iPhone. It's a tick more with people who have iPhones at work.
Yeah.
It's slowly becoming my channel phone plus work phone, another work phone.
But don't you find, like me, that it's kind of a real pleasure to carry an Android and an iPhone every day?
Yeah. You guys are going to love this. You guys are going to love this.
Wait,
I have yet
Will
to
just
update
left
it.
us, I think.
I think, yeah, well, maybe connection
he's
wise.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Will,
have
while
not
you were gone, I
updated.
said to him, don't you find, like me, that it's a pleasure to carry an Android and an iPhone every day? And Mike said yes, too.
Yeah. I have not updated to iOS 15 yet.
Oh, I'm loving
I'm
my
being
iOS
typical
15.
iPhone owner going, I don't need an update. It's okay.
Did you hear my story earlier that
What's
the
that?
unlocking with the mask off? And I put my mask on earlier and showed them that it does unlock with my watch, but that's not working with the iPhone 13 at all.
Wait a minute. What's not working exactly?
Unlocking with your watch with your mask on.
Okay. So, yeah, I remember there's some big thing that went on with the watch.
Right. Here.
So go ahead. You put the mask on.
Here's my phone.
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear. Did you hear it on click?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I heard.
I'm gonna touch it. Watch. You hear it?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Anyway,
But yeah.
it clicks.
I
and
heard
then
it,
the
George.
phone-
I heard it.
Yeah, it clicks and the phone just unlocks with the mask on. But that's for some iPhone 13 users. Apple admits they have a problem with unlocking with the mask on the watch, and they don't know
Really?
why. Yeah,
Why?
They said there'll be
Why?
a fix, but they don't know when. But it's only with the iPhone 13s. All the
I
other
gotta
ones are
find
working
out
fine.
because I got my wife. I was telling George the Max 13 Pro Max.
Yeah, tell her to put them. Does she have an Apple Watch?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Your wife has a 13 Max now?
Yeah, he just got it for her. He
Yeah.
told me when he started. Yeah.
Yeah, she
What?
went from she was going from an 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
and going
11
from an
Pro
11
Max.
makes sense.
11
For me,
Pro
I
Max,
have a
yeah.
12 Pro, so that's why I
Mike,
didn't go up.
that screen. Oh my god,
He's in love with that screen.
it's amazing. It's amazing.
So, wait a minute. This is coming from the guy going, I'm done. I ain't upgraded my phone to 2026.
Listen, that
Well, he
screen
didn't
is
get
amazing.
his. He did his wife's. Remember?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That screen is amazing.
I hear that temptation before. Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm not.
I asked him
and the
earlier,
battery,
with
Mike,
with
the
all this stuff
battery life,
about
the
the
battery
Pixel
life.
6, is he going to get one? He says, I'm not getting the Pixel. Well, how many times have we heard that before?
Yeah, I know.
No,
I'm thinking he's holding
I'm
off on
not.
getting an iPhone because he may be getting that Pixel
Nah.
6.
George, we already talked about those gimmick features. I don't need none of that.
Okay.
I don't need no
He
green
wants
bubbles.
to touch this. I
No
know he
green
wants
bubbles.
to play with this.
No
I
green
know he
bubbles
wants to
over
play with this.
No
Don't
green
lie.
bubbles.
No green bubbles.
No
He's
flipping.
pouring
no
juice
flipping.
all over himself.
No flipping nonsense. I don't need it to the flip and then no. Now, Mike, this is what I'm wondering. How many open and closes is that thing rated for?
I think it
Because I
was
know
like
Samsung
I
always
don't know.
tests them.
I never really looked into that.
I
to be
think
honest
I
with you.
think I
Because-
read 300,000, I believe. Right
Because
now.
this is the thing. Not that you're gonna sell it. I was just wondering because when people sell those on Swapper, I'm sure that's like a thing that people ask. You know, when
That's
Apple,
probably true. Yeah.
you know, when Apple.
Oh
they
my
always
God!
say-
Yeah, that's going to be the thing.
Yeah.
Not battery life. You know
Yeah.
how well is the battery?
Android,
How many?
Android doesn't tell you about your battery health.
No, I know.
Even to this
Well, not
day,
yet.
which is crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, you know, Apple, they're always like, "What's your battery health?" On that one, they're going to be like, "How deep is the crease or whatever?" You know.
Yeah, those are the two questions. You're right. How deep is the crease, and how
Mhm.
many times have you unfolded it?
Yeah, they're gonna sell for
Now, see, I don't see myself getting
prices.
rid of this because this is going to be a classic as time goes on. I think. Yeah.
No,
think so?
now with George, that's hard to say because what happens though is they came out with the
I don't think so. They're gonna
the
come out with
4
another one, a Fold 4. next
Four,
Yeah,
6
they'll
and
come
months.
have
out
a
with
full
another one, but
screen.
I still think
What about
this
if it
is-
got a full
this is
screen?
the first flip that they've pretty much gotten close to perfect. That's why I think this one's going to be a classic.
The
George,
perfect.
I know
when
what you're getting. George is
Who?
getting the Surface Duo.
No,
Plus.
no, I said I was going to pass on that to get the flip. Remember?
Oh, okay.
George, you
And
have a
Mike,
Duo now.
I did tell him earlier, I have my Pixel 5a, but this will be the first time I ever get a Pixel of the original because I'm going to be getting the Pixel 6.
George, don't do it to yourself.
I have to.
Wait a minute.
George,
You're going to go
George,
get the
listen.
6?
Yes, I'm going to get the 6 Pro more than likely.
George,
And-
this is why I wouldn't do it.
You
I
told
told
me
him
last
last week,
week.
Mike. I told him to wait. You're gonna test drive a Google first run chip.
SoC, yes, I know.
Oh no, don't do it, George. Don't do it.
Wait. Are you telling me it's going to make me too tense? Oh,
Yeah.
You get it? You get it?
I'll be tense. I'll be tense for you, George. Don't do it. Don't
George,
do it
stop.
to yourself,
I
George.
think I have to
just
get
think
it.
about the bugs that the things. Just wait. Give it a couple weeks on Swap, or somebody will be selling it.
Wait,
And they're
Vince
disappointed.
has a comment.
George,
If
when
I've
they're
been using my
disappointed,
Pixel 4a 5G and be unlocking it, even my eyes closed and still not looking at it. That iPhone with an Apple Watch is some sorcery going on there. That's the second time Renz has mentioned sorcery.
George, when that, oh God, just the bugs. I can't even imagine.
Am I going to take advice about buying a Pixel 6 from a total Apple
George,
sheet? Now,
from the
I mean,
person,
come on now.
George, from the person who has bought every Pixel phone, I'm telling you, don't buy it.
Well, once you buy this one, and then I can probably put more credence into what you're telling me.
George, listen. Let me tell you, George, if I'm gonna spend $1,000 on a phone,
Well, keep in mind, I'll be trading something in.
it'll be an iPhone because because if it breaks, you can't go to the Google store and get
Now,
it fixed.
to me,
Yeah, he can. He go to New York
to
City.
this iPhone 12 Pro is worth $1,000, but to me, this Z Flip is also worth $1,000. To me,
Yeah, the Z because it does. I don't know. I guess
because it works
Because it
so
flips.
perfectly.
Because it flips.
But it works so perfectly. It's
Because it
smooth as
flips.
butter. I'm telling you.
But okay, so wait, George, what's the difference between that? What is that? The Z Flip.
Z
right?
Flip 3. Yeah.
You have the other ones because you buy them all. The Z Flip and what's that other one? A64, A58,
Oh, the A52. Yeah,
What's it
Well,
called?
oh.
The software is the same. It's the same phone.
No. The
Same phone.
A52. My one complaint is there's a lot of janking going on, a lot of hesitation going on.
Yeah, but it's the same software. They
It
just
costs
gave
half
you
the price of these other phones.
Yeah, so it's the same phone. They just gave you
No. It takes
again.
almost the
It's
same
cheaper.
pictures, but other than that, it's nowhere near the same phone as the expensive phones.
Mike, don't worry, Mike. Be on the lookout. Next time you see me, 13 Pro.
Yeah, but that's when you're going to have
I'll
that.
buy. That's what I'll buy before.
And by the
Pixel or
way,
whatever.
Will, I only did one story tonight about the problems with the unlocking, but I saw two other articles that I didn't use tonight about iPhone 13 problems. So you should probably
Yeah.
do a little research.
Oh no, I'm good, George. Don't worry,
Okay.
because
All right.
when that pixel drops, it's gonna be screen distortion, pink colors in
Well,
the.
yeah, and that is what I'm worried about, because
Yeah,
the A
you're
is always the one where they've worked out the bugs, but the original
George, like,
always has the
really?
original bug, and you're right about that.
you're good. Like George, that's like jumping. This is like this. What is this? It's been 2
George,
years since Google had like $1,000 phone.
I need
Will,
that
about to
camera.
jump out the
just say
window.
we're going to be beta testers again, okay?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you're right. You're right,
Yes.
Mike, and
Mike
I'm
knows.
okay
You're
with
a
that.
beta tester.
If the camera
For
lives up to
1,000.
my expectations,
George
I'm
loves
okay
it.
with that.
George loves it because look what he did with the Surface Duo.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you got to
I
swallow
can
your
live
pills,
with it.
Mama. Swallow your pills. Yeah, he's about to be. he's
He's
about
working.
to
Hey,
be.
he's working.
He's about to be a beta tester. For Google.
he just gave somebody some beta.
Yeah, he's about.
Even I didn't go
he's-
there.
He's about to be a beta tester for
Oh
Google.
my god.
And yeah, and I'm okay with that, as long
Folks,
as
that was a blue pill going down.
Not
as
for
long as I think the camera
$1,000.
works as well as I think it's going to work, I'll be okay with being a beta tester for it.
Not for 1,000. Oh, listen, and George, you know what else they said? So the front camera on the Pixel is not going to be 4K 60.
Wait a minute, the selfie camera you're calling?
Yeah, it's not going to be 4K 60. And it's, I forget, there was a lot of stuff the guy was saying.
The front, but the front camera on the Pixel 5a doesn't even go to.
But I can do 4K on this right now. I can just.
What is that?
I can. There's a way of doing it. I haven't had a chance to play with it. I think you can.
No, but listen, I'm talking about the Pixel. I'm just saying the Pixel. I'm trying to remember what I was listening to.
Yeah,
I'm being my Samsung Note right now.
And they said,
here he goes.
They said,
but
yeah,
they said something about the back camera. I don't know if it was the wide, but the guy like has the phone, so he was going through and telling him all the stuff. And I don't know. It just.
All right.
I think for me,
just think of me as your guinea pig. All right.
I think for me, it's going to be a disappointment. That's what I think.
Okay,
I'm going to skip this one. This will be the first one I'm going to skip. But I think I'm going to be glad.
And this will be the first one that I'm getting. So yeah, and I'm
And
prepared for
George,
the usual
you know why?
problem. I don't know what the
George,
problem's going to
you know
be,
why?
but yeah, I'm expecting the usual problem.
George, you know why I'm happy I'm skipping it? Because for Google to be coming out with their first chip, and for them, I'm guessing this phone is going to be probably, for the top storage, it's probably going to be 1,100, something like that with tax.
Yeah, I think.
And I think it's just
I
going to
just saw a
be.
story of what it's going to cost in the EU, and I think you're right. I think for the basic storage, it's probably going to be 1,050 or something like that.
Yeah, if I'm paying 1,100, I want 4K 60, whatever in the front. I want everything.
But they never had 4K on the front in the first place. This will be the first time, right?
George, that's the point. I want everything. If I'm giving Google all that money for something that is just gonna, I'm beta testing for them. You don't even like. You can't even. George, listen. You can't
if
even.
The cameras are what I think they're going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be worth the money, and plus the fact I'm going to trade in the phone to bring the price down a little bit.
Yeah, I guess I'll wait until it goes on Swapper. Maybe it'll. When in January when they got one for 600. I'll get it.
I mean, if I have to give them my 4A to get it, I'll give them my 4A to get it because I have my 5A.
When it's 575 on Swapper, and I can tell the guy, oh, it's not in perfect condition.
So
price.
George, he to his point is if it doesn't have 4K 60
in the
front camera.
Right.
So right now the Z Flip just beat it out because I just Googled it.
Exactly.
Video. Yeah, I'm looking
because
at this.
Look, like Mike, listen. How many years did me and you go back and forth when I would tell you it's the best camera ever? So you would say, but to see the difference is like so slim. So if you can get a Z Flip,
you kept comparing the Moto cameras.
Does all this stuff like. It's not even, and then that's what else they were saying in the thing. The Pixel features, like they're letting them go to other phones now. You already know how much I hate that. Like,
well, you hated that all along.
They're just losing their. Oh, and then did you see the thing I sent you, Mike, with the Google Lens feature coming to iPhone first?
As soon as I saw that article, Will, I thought of you. I said, Will's going to hate that.
Will's going to jump all over that.
Listen, how does that make you say I want to buy and invest in a Google product $1,000? It
because
doesn't.
of the cameras.
It doesn't.
Because
No,
of the,
George.
and I
George.
also believe, like I said, the
George.
flip is going to be a classic. I think
George,
the
I
first
guarantee
one
you,
with the tensor
George,
chip is going to be
George.
a classic also.
Oh no. I guarantee you, George. Them cameras are not going to be leaps and bounds ahead of nothing that comes out. That came out
I
this
think
year.
those cameras will be
Nothing.
leaps and bounds of every
Nah.
other pixel, ahead of every other pixel. That's my
They're
guess.
not.
And,
They're
and,
not.
and
They
I
should
just
be
went
because
through the article.
Google's been
just
using the
went-
same sensor for what 3-4 years.
But they're not using that sensor anymore.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They should be ahead of every pixel. But you're not gonna. You're comparing. Well, you're comparing it to
I'll
everything.
be comparing
But I'm
it to
saying
my iPhone
the
12
general.
Pro camera, and
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah. That's
comparing
what
it
you
to
need
my
to
Z
compare
Flip
it to.
camera and
When-
my Pixel 5a camera.
Wait till the comparisons come out.
and
Wait
my
till
S-
wait a minute. You want to
and
talk
my
about comparisons?
S21 Ultra,
No,
I'll be
listen.
comparing
Wait
with
till the
because
comparison videos come out with the
21
Pixel.
Ultra has some of the best cameras I've ever
You're going to
seen.
have iPhone
Listen,
versus
the Pixel
Pixel,
Pro is
without
gonna
a
be the
doubt.
Pixel 6
A lot
Pro.
of them.
Oh
The
yeah,
Pixel 6
oh, yeah.
Pro versus the iPhone whatever, and the iPhone 13, and what's that other one called? The Galaxy 21. That's what they're going to compare.
S21 Ultra. These cameras are just about impossible to beat. Just about impossible to beat.
That's what they're going to
Now,
compare.
for me, right now, the two best cameras I have are the S21 Ultra and the iPhone 12 Pro. I think the Pixel is going to top them both.
George, that 13,
Yeah.
is whew, George, I'm telling you.
Except that I've already read too many articles that say it's not even worth the upgrade if you have a 12.
George, I'm telling you, George, for low light, listen.
Yeah,
That
I did
sensor
see.
is
I did see
huge,
something
George.
positive about
It's
that.
huge.
That's true.
The sensor is huge. I'm telling you.
Well, we're
Google-
talking a 50 megapixel sensor on the new Pixel 6 Pro.
Google's
Pixel
not
6 is regular too, for that matter.
Nah, I can't see it, but maybe I hope so because when it goes on sale for $525 from Google's
There you
site
go.
on Black
There
Friday
you
or
go.
whatever, on
Yeah.
what's the name of that thing? Swapper or Declutter, Mike's site. When it's half
And I remember,
price.
Mike, you used to compare the Moto cameras to the Pixel all the time.
I did.
So
I
Mike,
still do
Mike,
now.
you're not getting
But
Mike. So you're not getting the Pixel 6 Pro.
I wouldn't. I decline to say for possible self-incrimination.
And I wanted to ask. So, what did Pat say when you told you were getting the flip?
Well, this all started. I want to just say this
Mike
right now.
is getting a Pixel 6 Pro. He just told
No,
us.
no. I did not say that, folks. Okay, you cannot say I said I was getting a Pixel 6 Pro.
Will,
Okay,
you
he
and
said
I
he's getting a
understand,
Pixel 6.
so I agree with you, Will.
He's getting a regular Pixel 6.
All right, so Mike, you're going to tell us how this all started.
My wife has been intrigued with this phone from the second gen that she happened to see. I guess they feature it
Oh,
one
that's right,
day
you
on.
mentioned that. That's right,
Yeah,
you mentioned that
and
last
she's
year.
and when this one came out, I was like, going, honey, it's really a good deal. And then we went to Best Buy near us, and they had the cream version sitting there. And then, believe it or not, it wasn't tethered. It came. We managed to wiggle it out of its base, and we had it in our hand, like going,
really?
Okay. And the funny thing is, the fold was next to it, and somebody did something to the fold, and all of a sudden the alarm going off.
You're holding the Flip 3 in your hand.
I'm holding the Flip 3 like nothing to it. No, there's no alarm, but the guy next to me who's playing with it did something, and all of a sudden the alarm went off. Well, she's holding it, and my wife is and God, I love her to pieces, but she insists on having a stylus, and where my beef with her is, when do you use a stylus? Well, you don't see me using the stylus all the time. I don't see you using it. Right. I don't see you using it all. And then her stickler thing is, if they can stick a stylus in it, she would consider it. But she's really, though, intrigued with this folding feature. Okay. And I guess I'm also the guinea pig to see what, time, so how
did
this
you buy it that day?
No. Well, no. I was like looking at it because there were so many deals. It was right when this phone came out. As always, Samsung has all these deals.
Right.
And I was like, well, maybe we'll upgrade. You want to upgrade to the Note 20? No, well, what does it do? She was asking me, I go, well, it's pretty much
the same thing it did last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a stylus. Yeah, I said that to her. I was giving her the possible sob story that there might be no more notes and all this other stuff. Then I looked at the Ultra and showed her the Ultra, but she's still. I know there's something about this phone that still tantalizes her. So, we'll see. We'll see. The things could change. I mean,
so when you went out and got this yesterday, you told her first, or you brought it home?
No, this was ordered from Samsung.com.
Okay.
And I kept on going back and forth. And eventually she did say, she goes, just get the damn phone. All right.
Good for her. Good
and I said, all right. And I procrastinated more. And then Samsung had that special Samsung something week. Remember, I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, last weekend, the week before, they had some of that.
Yeah, they said like a whole week of all kinds of anything Samsung was all kinds of deals.
Yeah.
So, here's the other thing, George. I don't know. You got the black one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you wanted the color one, right? You wanted one of the colors, and you got it got canceled on you, right?
Exactly. No, well, I canceled it because it got delayed. It was a month later because I ordered it while I was still presenting it, and a month later they send me an email saying it's going to be another month. That's when I canceled it.
But man, they are pushing. They are. Let me just say this, and I don't know if you. So I'm checking out different things on the Samsung site, going back and forth. I kind of like, I wanted the 888 chipset. I did admit I started looking at the Ultra, and I did have a Plus. I don't know if you all remember that. I had the Plus. I had the Plus physically, not the box not open here, and I immediately just sent it back.
Sent it back. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I said no, I'm not doing it. So
that's
anyway,
why I was shocked when I saw you bought this.
Yeah,
yeah, me too.
So,
but Mike, you kind of fall in love with it right away, right?
Oh yeah. It was that. It's definitely. I'm doing it right now. Just keep on opening and closing it. Keep on opening and closing.
Don't do that. That hinge.
I don't care because guess what?
This is the perfected generation. Will relax.
Wait a minute. This sucker here bought the $12.99 Samsung Care. Okay, just for that fact alone.
Good for you.
Because I just have this feeling this phone's going to be here. Yeah, I just don't know why would I want to get rid of it. No. Anyway,
and the reason I don't get any of the care packages because I know every 3 months I'm going to have another phone, and when the Pixel 6 comes out, it's going to be less than 2 months between one phone and another.
Yeah. So yeah, I just it was a Thursday. Oh, that's what I was getting at. They were pushing the black phones. Then they had a good deal. They had a good deal. I almost took up on was they had a deal where you get the whole ecosystem, as they call it. They call it straight out the eco. Yeah. Yes. The phone, the earbuds, the watch.
On Twitter, as a matter of fact.
And I almost did, and I'm like, you know what? Hold on, because it's gonna blow back on me because I would have.
Yeah, you would have got the watch and something else, right?
Yeah, earbuds and a case.
Yeah. Okay, in a case. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Yeah, but I went ahead and
I would have did all of it.
Yeah, but it was the watch.
By the way, the Galaxy Watch. Oh, I'm wearing the Apple Watch. The Galaxy Watch 4. I love it even more than my Watch 3.
But wait a minute, did you get the better one, the one with the rotating
I got the classic? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
I love my classic, and the reason I got the classic is because my Watch 3 had the bezel, and I couldn't walk away from that bezel, and I gave the Watch 3 to Eleanor, and she loves that thing.
Yeah, I want the classic, and that was the thing with that deal. I'm like, what am I going to do with this phone? This watch that is like, it's like my Active 2 to me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why Elna had the Active 2, and she loves the Watch 3.
And I kept on going back and forth. I try and maybe sell on Swappa, get some of my money back on that. But I'm like, nah, you know what? I think I'm just going to order the phone by itself. I'm getting 300. I'm selling the S9 for 300. And then I did buy the buds. I bought. They had a deal for the buds for half price. I bought the buds for half price.
I still have my Galaxy Buds Pro, which is my favorite buds of all the buds I have, which I have 7 of them. But so I didn't buy the buds.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the watch. I'm gonna just look for an open box deal at Best
Yeah,
Buy. I think.
I would highly recommend the classic. I love that watch.
I've tried. I'm slowly. Well, not slowly. I have done. Is every phone I have that I'm keeping is having a watch with it. Right now, I got the original Gear S3 on still for my work.
Okay.
I am finding myself. See, I have this, and this watch is a super important companion when I'm at work because I'm quickly reading text messages and
Exactly. That's why
emails
I
from
love
it.
smartwatches.
And I know I look like Dick Tracy because when I see a call coming in, I got to take it. I'm not going to fumble for my phone. I'm going to go and
Exactly. And that's
do
the
this.
other thing that Eleanor loves about the Watch 3. She likes to talk on her watch,
Mhm.
you know.
And I got to hand it to him.
Will.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Did you happen to see the little quick video I made a couple of weeks ago about why I like the Watch 3 a little bit better than I like my Apple Watch SE?
No.
Well, the one thing for me, being a bicycle rider, of course, but same is true, I guess, for runners, is that my Apple Watch records every mile that I go, but that's all, no sound. My Samsung Watch, every single mile, lap one, your heart
No,
rate is
George,
this.
you gotta
But
turn it
wait,
on.
let me finish, Will. Let me finish.
Uh-huh.
But it does that at every single mile, and it gives
Mhm.
you how fast you've gone, and it gives you your heart rate, your heart rate. But I was surprised with the Watch OS 8. I'm riding with the Apple Watch SE, and I get to 5 miles, and all of a sudden the Apple Watch starts talking to me and
Yeah, it
said,
talks to you and tells you,
"Yeah."
yeah.
And that's something they added with what. So I'm about to make a little quick video saying, "Well, at least they added that much." Now, to me, the Watch 4 still beats it by a little bit, but I'm very happy to know that Apple has been listening to us.
I can't give it to the Samsung.
George,
But
what
I
do you
don't know.
think?
I don't have it. But
Now keep in mind, Will, I exchange watches every other day. I'm wearing the other one, so I really have some expertise
No.
here.
I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying. For me,
Yes,
the last
for you, it
Samsung
makes
watch I
sense
used
that you
was
would
the
stick with
Active.
an
No.
Apple Watch.
I'm saying the last Samsung watch I used was the Active 2, and it was
Right,
good, but
and
it
that's what
wasn't
Eleanor had, but she loves the
the
Watch
same.
3 over the Active 2. You know.
I don't know, but yeah, yeah, but it does talk to you. I don't know when it started doing it, but I know I was at the gym the other day and
So
it
what is
started
it telling
talking.
you to do, guys?
No,
Oh
it'll
no,
tell you like you did 1 mile or
right, and how fast you went. You know. Whereas the Samsung tells you how fast you went, you did a mile, your heart rate, and something else, which I forget now. But it gives you all four things every single mile. You know.
Wow.
Oh, but one thing the Apple Watch has over the Samsung is if I just pause it, to take a rest, as soon as I pick up my iPhone, I can see how much I've done. With the Samsung Watch, you can't see how much you've done until you finish the workout. Then it goes to the phone. Oh, Renz, thank you
Yeah.
so much as usual,
Look
sir.
what I
Really,
sent you, Mike.
really appreciate it, brother.
What'd you
Have
send
a
it
blessed
to?
weekend.
You're the only your green bubble.
My green
Ugh.
bubble? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you hear? He said your green bubble. Ugh. Like he's disgusted by it now.
Yeah. Hold on.
I'll be right
Here we
back.
go. Here we go. I can read. I can look. Will, I didn't have to really open my phone. I can see
No,
it
you
right
don't.
there.
Yeah, you get
See?
your message and it shows right up on your screen there.
Now, can you reply to that?
I don't
Can't
think so. I
reply.
think you have to open it up. No, you have to open it
Okay.
up.
All right. Hey, George, how many times you like to end your call by doing that?
Oh, I haven't ended my call once
No?
that way. No, yes,
Oh
I
my
have. Yes, I
gosh,
have.
George, that's the whole fun of the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do. I end a lot of stuff, like especially YouTube, that way. But I think I've only ended the call that way maybe twice because I was in a hurry and I was at work.
Mike, don't worry. Wait till Apple comes out with theirs.
Oh my God! Funny you were thinking. I was thinking the same thing too.
The world will stop. Don't worry.
But you see, it's always
Yeah, I
wait
know.
till Apple comes because they wait. You know they're gonna wait for somebody else to
Because-
perfect it first.
No. So everybody else will do it. They won't perfect it. Apple's gonna perfect it.
But I always tell people when Apple puts it out, it'll be right. You can count on that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
Well,
perfect it. It's gonna be perfect.
That there, what George just said is there's truth in that, and that's why Samsung's really putting all their apples. Get it? Their apples in the
There you
basket.
go, Mike. All right. I
Oh
like
man,
it.
I don't know why I went there, folks.
That's
but
why-
that's what they're putting all their effort in, and though too, and I've heard this, and I believe it's true. And guys, do you see the carriers making deals on this phone yet?
Well, yeah,
Where you get
they're saying part of the reason that the S21 FE is getting canceled is because Samsung has been surprised at how well the Z Flip 3 keeps selling.
right, but that's selling. How is that selling? But when a new phone comes out, there already were iPhone 13 deals that weekend.
Right.
I saw on TV, and there's always the next thing would be what the S21 or 22 when it comes out. They're going to
22,
be
they're
having
saying
deals
December
then.
that may debut.
Yeah, but there's no deals. You don't see them pushing this.
Yeah,
and that's where.
But come Black Friday, this thing is going to sell like hotcakes.
Don't worry.
And let me ask you guys, how many people you seen on the street having a folding phone? I've only seen one other person at a Wawa.
I haven't. That's right. You mentioned you saw somebody at a Wawa.
And that was the first time I sold a fold of some kind, and the guy whipped it out at the Wawa.
And stop pissing me off, Mike. There are no Wawas in Tennessee.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any folding phones.
and that's just it.
And I haven't seen any either.
They need to get a foothold to make to change up the game here, because if not, if they don't, we're always going to have the candy bar phone.
Now
I
I
really
could
think
go 80 miles up the road to Knoxville because that kid Scary if Literal, his channel, he is totally enamored with the Duo. Has been from the beginning, and he's already ordered the Duo too.
Because
and he puts out a lot of information on it too.
Who's the YouTuber?
Scary if Literal. That's the name of
Was he? Is he a tech channel?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has been in love with the Duo since the date came out. And if you want to find out information about the Duo, that's the go-to guy. He lets you know about everything, every rumor, everything.
Oh, here he is. Okay.
He's very, very good.
Watch.
Oh, and
Apple
he does
Explained.
every Monday around noon. He does a little news thing with 3 or 4 things in it.
Does he?
Kind of
Yeah.
like I used to do, like Jay Will used to do. So he's pretty good.
George, I want to ask you real quick. 2 weeks in, what do you think of the battery life?
People keep asking me, and here's what I keep telling them: the battery life is not bad, but it's also not great. I keep saying it's just okay. And that's okay with me, but you're not going to get terrible battery life. You're not going to get great battery life. It's just okay.
This weekend's going to be a good test, and the following weekend, I'm going to be going for a day trip with the wife out of town, and I think I'm going to just do.
My biggest surprise with this phone has been the same as I've seen in other videos. I was surprised at how good the cameras are, and it seems like other people are too. The cameras are better than I thought they'd be, and I love the cameras on this thing. No, it's not
the cameras. The
S21 Ultra, but it's awfully close.
You saw that picture I took of the sun setting yesterday.
Exactly, and I took 2 pictures of the sky today because it was beautiful here today, and the pictures came out beautiful.
Yeah, the cameras so far have been pretty good, and and I can't really rate the battery yet.
Does it have wide angle?
Yeah, yes. It has a wide angle. Yeah,
okay.
It does have, and it has another setting here. Where is it? There. See that extra dot there? I don't know if you can see the other person now. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can. Does it show?
Oh yeah, when you can see like a wider front camera. That's what
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah, that's on the front. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and
it's not a whole lot wider, but it is
but it
wider.
is wider. Let me see.
I'm doing it right now. Yeah,
There we go. Everybody can see my junk on
Yeah.
my trash
That's
back
what we
there.
wanted, Mike. We wanted to see your junk.
Let me rephrase that. Anyway, yeah, but the cameras are very impressive. Like I said,
Yeah,
this
I
is going to
agree.
be my primary phone for definitely for the weekend.
Yeah,
Couple
and this
weeks.
will be my primary phone until I get the next picture. Because right now, this is primary. iPhone 12 Pro is secondary. Pixel 5a is my third line.
So I'll just put it out there. Don't be surprised you might get a green bubble on that other line, guys.
Okay.
I don't
Push
want to
comes
see
to
no
shove.
green bubble.
Maybe.
Hey,
Listen, just message me on
we're still
Facebook.
thinking we may see a green bubble from you in a couple of weeks.
Just message
will?
me
Yeah.
on Facebook, Mike.
How many times
Yeah,
have we
message
told,
you
how
on
many times have we
Facebook.
heard, Mike, I'm not getting no
Just
pixel? How many
message
times
me
have
on.
we heard that,
Just
Mike?
message me on.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Mike knows I'm really done.
Nah,
I'm really done.
yeah.
I'm done. Especially if I
You remember last year? I didn't find out that he had gotten the pixel
done.
till after he sent it back, but he did have it for a couple of days.
Yeah,
right?
Done.
Yeah, no, you're not done. Nah, I don't think so. I think you're gonna be teased. You're gonna say, I'm gonna get it. He's gonna unwrap it, play it for 2 hours, and return it. But he got
Mike,
it.
you already
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
I'm not because I wouldn't.
You're not fascinated to see what that new SoC will do?
No, I'm not.
I
Because the A15 is the same. The A14 is still going to be faster. I get all my Google services on iPhone. There's no point.
A guy who
There's
does
really no
nothing
point.
but bash
Even Google doesn't prioritize their own stuff.
I saw what you said there yesterday, Will, and you were kind of right about that. I got to give it to you.
What?
When Google was what were they putting on the iPhones first?
Yeah, the camera thing. I'm like, even they don't care about their own stuff.
And that was your comment, and I had
They're
to
like-
say, okay, I guess you're right.
They're like, yeah, we know we're not going to sell many phones, so let's just roll it out to the iPhone.
That was so Google. I have to admit, that was very Google.
Yeah, they're like, we're not going to sell many, so let's just put this on. Let's just put it
Yeah,
in
but
the
I
iPhone.
think my impression, and I think from articles I read, other people said Google seems to want to really sell
George,
some
that's what they-
pixels this time.
George, that's what they always say. Google has said that before.
I
George,
have the feeling, like other people, that this is a little different. Now we'll see. If they don't market it, then I'll end up agreeing with you. But
Google
I
has
have
done-
a feeling
George,
they're going to
listen.
market this one.
George, you got to remember, Google has had that phone on Jimmy Kimmel. They've recorded NBA games. They've done all kind of marketing. Will Smith was on Instagram promoting it, saying how great the Pixel 3 was.
I could be wrong, but I still think they want to sell some phones.
George,
That's my impression.
George,
I think the reason they did their own SoC is because they want to sell some phones. They're tired of people
It's not
saying,
even-
well, they
But
never
wait a
sell
minute,
Pixels.
whoa.
George,
You realize what you said about marketing.
George,
That wasn't
it's not
marketing.
even- what wasn't marketing?
That wasn't marketing, giving those phones to all those people.
They
They don't.
never marketed. How do you
They're
market
marketing
a
now.
phone,
They're
Will?
finally
You
marketing
make
now.
television ads.
George.
You don't make YouTube ads.
George.
You make
Yeah.
television
Doing
ads. If
ads,
you're
yeah.
not making
Yeah.
television ads, you are not marketing crap.
Who wasn't marketing it? They were paying people to
who
push
makes
the phone.
television
You
ads?
really think
Every
listen,
single phone.
Wait a minute.
Oh yes,
What are you
Samsung
talking-
does and Apple does, and
Look,
nobody
wait.
else does. Just
Will,
those
stop.
two.
Will, stop taking the pills, okay?
listen,
Nobody but Samsung and Apple does TV ads. That's why they're the two biggest.
No.
And when Google starts doing TV ads, they'll sell some phones.
George, you're like, okay, they didn't have TV ads or whatever because how many people actually watch
They
TV ads?
didn't have TV ads
Who
because you were
watches-
right. I said a long time ago they didn't care about it.
No, listen.
This time they did.
Because-
You are not going to sell a lot of phones without TV ads.
Why am I
Nobody
seeing
does.
all these
Apple
ads
and
on
Samsung-
Twitter? People pointing out these
TV.
billboard signs and all.
Listen, TV isn't what it was 20
It may
years
not be
ago.
what it
No,
was, but who
that's
does
true.
all the TV marketing? Apple and
So,
Samsung.
yeah,
Who's
yeah,
always
you're good.
number one
You're
and
good, Mr.
two?
Barrett.
Apple and Samsung.
So,
Gee, case
Yeah,
closed.
but no.
There is no but. If you're not,
Whoa,
if you're
whoa, we
not
got a case
marketing on
closed just
TV,
now.
you're
George.
not. I mean, crap. I don't care how many billboards you put up.
George,
I don't care how many ads you put on YouTube. You want to
George.
sell phones, you got to put on TV ads. Everybody knows that.
George.
And certainly the two
George.
biggest manufacturers in the world know that extremely well. And they're still making TV ads.
See, this is why y'all need me. George, listen to what you're saying. George, you just said Apple and Samsung are doing TV ads, and everybody knows people use Hulu, Netflix, YouTube TV, whatever else, right?
Yeah, but there's
So-
ads. There's
so,
ads
yeah,
running
Google
listen.
now.
has all kinds of ads for Pixel phones on YouTube TV for the last 4 years. How many Pixels have they sold? You
Exactly.
want to
You know
sell
why?
phones,
George,
you got to do TV
George,
ads.
George, you know
Period.
why they don't? George, you know why they don't
No,
sell any?
they
You know why
they
they
don't
don't sell
sell
any?
because they don't do what Apple and Samsung does. That's the only
George,
reason they don't sell.
You
You
know
got
why
to
they
do
don't
what
sell?
Apple and Samsung
okay?
do if you want to be in the top three, because they're in
I'm
the
not
top
sure.
two.
Let me
Why
see.
am I not in the top three? Because I don't do what Apple and
George.
Samsung do. Well,
George.
I think they're going to do
George,
it
you
this time.
can't. George, you can't believe that.
I can't
believe
believe that. No, the proof is in the pudding. The
No,
two
it's not.
companies are the only two companies that
George.
put ads on TV
George.
in America are the two
George.
top-selling phone
Okay,
makers
Mike, I
in
can't talk to
America.
him.
And the
I can't talk
and
to
the
him.
one who
Listen.
wants to be number three
Listen.
never puts any TV ads
Listen.
on, and they
Listen.
never get to be
Listen.
number three.
Wait,
Mike, listen.
Case
Mike,
closed.
listen. Let me
yeah,
tell you
go
what
ahead.
that is.
Go
Let
ahead.
me tell you what that is, George. I'm surprised that you're doing it. That's what's it called? Revisionist history?
That's
You're
not
taking
revisionist.
Google-
Nothing. Apple and TV. Oh, Apple and Samsung don't make TV ads to sell their phones.
No, they.
Listen to me. George,
wait,
listen,
wait a minute. Go ahead.
listen to why. Because you're feeding into Google's nonsense. Google's like, yeah,
How
we
am I
tried
feeding
6
into Google's nonsense? I'm saying Apple and Samsung
Mike,
are ahead
Mike.
because of what they
Okay,
do, and Google
Mike,
does
listen.
not do.
Mike,
Hey,
listen.
Go ahead.
Listen,
Google has
to
been
what you're-
making ads for
I'm-
YouTube
what I was
for
just
4 or
trying to
5
figure-
years, and they still can't sell
Listen-
crap
listen to
because
what
you
you're-
have to put ads
George,
on TV if you really
George,
want to sell phones.
George, you know why Google doesn't sell and why
Because
their
they
phones
don't make
won't?
TV
Listen,
ads. That's why.
No, and do you know
That's
why they
why
won't never
nobody
sell? George, go ask your grandson. Ask him when's the last time he sat down and watched a commercial. Go ask him.
But okay, I get what
Now listen.
he's trying to. His point is we
Listen,
can fast forward it through commercials.
My point is,
Even if you
my
had
point-
a, yeah,
no,
a
listen,
TV
listen,
show.
my point is,
Then why is it
You're
that
listening-
the only two companies that do
Because
constant
you let me
TV ads
explain.
year after year
because
are
you're
number
trying to
one,
win
number
for
two?
Google.
Is there some other
George,
reason?
George,
Okay,
yes,
well,
it is
tell me
another
why
reason.
Apple and Samsung
Listen,
are number one
George,
and number two.
George, you know why? Because
Go ahead.
when you see a Samsung phone, you say that's a Samsung phone. It's recognizable. And you know when you buy it, you're going to get a certain product. If you go tell somebody buy a Pixel, they're like, what's that? You
That's
know why?
that's because they've never
listen,
seen a TV ad with a freaking pixel in it. That's my
listen,
whole point.
George, listen. Okay, so let's go to this. You buy a phone, right? You go to T-Mobile. Google's in T-Mobile. They're in AT&T. They're in Verizon, right? They're on the biggest network in Verizon, right? You go into the
thank
store.
you so much, brother. Really
You go
appreciate
into
it.
the-
Even though you
you go-
snuck in here on me.
Mike, stop.
Thanks, brother.
You go into the store and you see pixels everywhere, right? Now, let's say you buy a Pixel. What do you get with it? Oh, your screen turns blue, or Google customer service.
I'm not saying you're wrong there.
George,
I can't deny that.
George, hold on. Hold on. That's why people don't want it. Because
No, that's
every
not
one of
why
them has
people
had a
don't want it.
problem.
Wait,
People
what?
don't want
Yes,
it
it
'cause
is.
They never
George.
heard of it. That's
Wait a minute.
why they don't want it.
People don't
Because
want.
George,
who are the
George,
two
they don't-
phones they always hear about? Oh, yeah,
George.
Samsung. I saw them with a TV ad. Oh, yeah, Apple. I saw them with a TV
or-
ad. How many
George,
other
or-
companies
I
do you see
kinda-
with TV ads?
I
Zero.
George, or you know
I
what it is?
disagree with
George,
both of you.
George,
Sorry.
George, or do you know what they say? Ooh, an iPhone. My cousin had one, and he's still using his from 5 years ago.
And
No,
that's true.
my cousin has
That
a
is
Pixel,
true.
and
But
listen,
then why
listen,
is
my
Apple
cousin
still
has a
making?
Pixel 4.
Well,
George,
answer me this.
George,
Why
let
is
me-
Apple still
George,
doing
let me
TV
finish.
ads for iPhones?
George, let me finish.
Answer my question,
They'll say-
Will. Why is Apple
listen
still
to
doing
me.
TV ads
George.
for iPhone?
George, because that's what you do. But you act like Google has never had a commercial.
That is exactly what you do if you want to sell phones. And they keep proving that I'm right.
I can't with George.
There's only two companies in America that make TV ads, and they happen to be the top two companies in America for year after year after year after year. And I don't care how many commercials Google puts on YouTube, they're never going to get to be number 3 unless they start making some TV. They got to do what Apple and Samsung do.
Mike, listen.
And
Mike,
I think this time they will. I could be wrong, but I think they will.
Mike, have you ever seen a Google Pixel commercial? Have you ever seen a Pixel
I have.
on TV?
Okay, I have. Yes.
One or two.
Okay, that's it.
I've seen maybe 3 Google Pixel commercials in 5 years.
Mike,
I've seen hundreds of Apple and Samsung TV commercials in 5 years, if not thousands.
George, you must not watch TV. Now listen, there's Pixel commercials that come on TV. Pixel has commercials.
Not only do I watch TV, I watch TV from Google because I watch YouTube TV.
George,
that has nothing to do.
George, when you go on the web, George, when you go on the web and you search, right? Google owns search. You see Pixel. There's Pixel. When Pixel comes out, when Pixel
freaking phones, even though they have ads all over YouTube for Pixel.
George, listen. George, what sells phones is word of mouth and delivering something that's quality.
TV advertising.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
And
George.
until when Apple and Samsung stop advertising and stay number 1 and 2, then I'll think you're right. Until then, I know I'm right.
George, listen. What sells a phone is you having that flip phone and you telling Mike, "Oh, it's a good phone." Or
what sells a phone is that Samsung, just like Apple,
George,
going to make TV ads, and they're going to do it year after year.
George, listen. Now, George, we're going to see.
Right, Samsung and Apple are just wasting money on TV ads because Will says we shouldn't be advertising on TV.
I didn't, George. Where did I say that? What I'm telling you is Google could have 50,000 ads, but you know what? The bottom line is
they don't have 50,000 ads on TV. You might for every Apple and Samsung ad.
Mike, I'm going to talk to you.
No.
Every Google ad you see on TV, you're going to see 100 Apple and Samsung ads.
I've never seen somebody defend somebody, something like this. This is crazy.
About Apple's phone scanning.
What does he mean, Apple?
George?
Brian, I'm not clear what you mean about Apple.
But he's talking about scanning the pictures that are on your phone.
George, listen.
Yeah, we're all hesitant about it. We've done what? We did 3 weeks of stories on that.
Mm-hmm. And so, you ready? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Mike,
Will, say what you got to say. I want to listen to you.
Okay.
I want to hear.
Google has commercials, right? Google might tell you after they didn't sell the Pixel 1, the Pixel 2, the Pixel 3, the Pixel 4, the Pixel 5. That we haven't been trying, right? Of course, that's what you're going to say. They might not have had 1 million ads because, of course, it's not their number 1 priority,
they didn't want to spend the money on it, obviously.
George,
I'm saying I think they will. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm not wrong.
Wait a minute.
George, the phone came out in 2016.
Okay, but we're not talking about then. We're talking about now.
I know. So listen to what I'm telling you.
Okay,
so what are you trying? What's your drive here, Will?
I think they're going to do different with the Pixel 6 is you're going to start seeing a lot of TV ads just like you do with Apple and Samsung. That's all I'm saying.
And they still won't sell
you could have all the YouTube ads in the world.
Oh yeah, no.
Phones. George, they're still not going to sell phones.
It's not.
That's their excuse that they're giving you.
Wait. Will, what's their excuse?
Their excuse that I won't even say they're giving, but the excuse that George is coming up with is because they didn't market their phone right. That's why they're not selling. Even if Google puts $1 million into it, $20 million.
Because there's only 2 companies in America that market their phone right, and they happen to be Apple and Samsung. Nobody else does. Nobody else
George,
has.
Listen, George.
Nobody else sells worth nothing either.
George. If Apple doesn't have another commercial, right? If I go outside, I'm going to see iPhones everywhere. And you know what? Listen, George.
That's because for the last 20, no.
Mike, I learned something.
The last 15, 16 years, Apple has been doing TV commercials for their phones.
Mike, listen, George.
But
so listen. So when you
The
buy
American
that Pixel,
public only knows about Apple and Samsung because they're the
Wait a
only
minute.
ones that have spent any money marketing
George.
their phones. Nobody else has, including Google.
Everybody knows what a Google product is. People
And-
know what Google is.
No, they
people,
do not.
People,
No,
No,
they
people.
do. How many
That's the
times
thing,
have me,
George.
Mike, and a whole bunch
Tell
of other
us-
channels said nobody knows who Pixel phones are other than us techies.
George,
And they're right. And why is that?
George, you know why that is? Because if you go tell your friend to go buy a Pixel 4, go buy a Pixel 4. What are you going to say? Oh, the battery might come off the back. Go buy a Pixel 2. Oh, the screen might be blue. Go buy a Pixel, what is that, 5? Oh, the screen might peel off the front. So what's good's a commercial when the
Don't
phone's
you
trash?
remember that
What good is the
2
commercial?
years ago,
Mike, tell
I
me.
had-
Mike,
No.
Mike, listen. George,
a guy
stop.
and
George,
his
George,
daughter that I worked
George,
with both went out
We're
and bought
talking-
Pixel
wait a minute,
3
Will.
because
Stop.
I told them to, and they both loved the phones.
Okay,
Okay.
listen. What good is the commercial when the phone is trash? You buy a Pixel 4,
I
you can't
agree.
unlock
I agree.
you can't
I
unlock
agree.
half your banking
I
apps.
agree.
So all that commercial advertising garbage that Google's telling you
but the
doesn't
A phones
matter.
have generally been the more perfected phones because
George,
they've had
what
more
are they
time
about to
work.
make?
It hasn't
George.
made any difference now because they
George.
never marketed them.
But wait a minute,
George, what are
George,
they about to
George,
make? They're about to make $1,000 phone. What is that competing with?
George.
An iPhone with a Samsung.
Will.
They don't have a choice but to advertise it,
Will.
but it's not going to sell
George.
because their track record is
I'm
trash.
listening,
Bueller.
Mike.
Bueller. Listen. But I want to just say this is wait. I want to say
Mike.
is there was heavy commercial ads
For
the
every
new
Pixel. For the Pixel 3, the
feature.
Pixel 3 had commercials, night sight everywhere, night sight.
Right, they
when
did.
you go on Google's page, you see Pixel. They own search. Every time you type in
Yes,
a
that's
phone,
true.
you'll get a
And then-
Pixel
and
ad
then
at the
a
top.
part of their
So don't tell me they're not advertising it. That's their
You'll see
advertising. They
occasional-
made deals with T-Mobile to advertise it. They made
Yes,
deals
they
with
did.
Verizon.
And
They have the
and
biggest carrier in the world, and they still can't
and
move
for
phones
every
because the
commercial
word of
Google
mouth,
makes,
the
I
word,
still say
because
you're
the
going
word.
to see 50 to 100
George,
Apple and
George,
Samsung commercials.
George,
That's just
George,
how it is. That's how
George.
it's been for years.
George, you know what? Go ask a teenager right now if the Apple commercial made them buy the phone.
The problem
Apple
is
makes
it's
the
not
Apple makes the
only
most
teenagers
boring
that buy
phone.
people like
Apple
Mike.
makes
and
No,
his
wait a
business
minute,
partners.
George.
makes
I
the
mean,
most
George.
boring
Oh my God.
phone. Apple
You got
makes
to
the
ask
most
the entire
boring.
demographic, not just teenagers.
No.
Listen,
Apple makes
Apple makes the
commercials that
most-
people think they're going to get the best.
Apple makes the
Exactly.
most boring
I will say that
phone
because
in
they are
the
heavily
world.
pushing their camera feature,
I
that
agree.
panoramic
Yeah, because
thing
having an Apple
right
phone
now.
is a status
Mike,
symbol.
how
I
many?
agree.
Mike, billboards all over the place. Night sight beats this iPhone. This
And
phone
right.
X.
And
Remember
who
that?
Right.
Come
who
on
goes
now.
into a store
But-
and buys a phone based on a billboard?
But as
Oh,
we
yeah,
discussed
nobody does.
before, you
George,
walk into a
Nobody does.
carrier,
George,
nobody else
George.
knows where to buy the
Nobody.
phone.
Yo, listen to
Unless
me.
they're a techie.
George.
Only techies
George.
pay attention to those billboards.
George.
Nobody else does.
I
Nobody
can
ever
barely
will.
George.
get anybody
George.
to go and
George.
buy
Who
a
buys-
phone from the manufacturer. I
Who
can never
buys
get
a
anybody to
phone?
go and buy it on their own.
George, who buys anything based off the commercial? You go to the store and you try it. So if you were
It's
talking
in-
about, listen,
if
wait,
it's in
stop,
commercial, it's in their head.
Listen,
Stop.
You know how many people say I'm getting an iPhone because of that camera?
If you see that commercial 5 or
George.
6 times in 2 weeks, that's in your head when you walk in the store. That's what advertising is all about.
George, listen, George. Google has been in Verizon since it started, right? So when the people go into the Verizon store and they don't
Verizon's
want
pretty
it,
much given
they
up on
don't
it.
want the phone.
What's the
They
first
don't
thing they see when they
want
go into?
it.
I'll bet you it's an
George.
iPhone. And I'll bet you the second thing
George.
they see is a Samsung phone.
George, and you know what they say? These phones are great. And when I bought
Exactly.
and listen, you know what else they say? When my coworker got a Pixel for free, this happened to it. So it doesn't matter what they're telling you about how
I
much
guess
they're going to
I
market
guess we'll see. Now,
Yeah, you're
but
gonna see.
I will give you
You're gonna
paper
see.
advertising though.
George,
If you wanted to
George.
sell a phone, if Google wanted to sell a phone, I'll tell you who reads the stuff they see up on the board.
Oh my God.
People who ride the subway to work every day see
Mike,
the same
George.
ads in the same subways every day. That would sell phones.
Nobody is buying nothing based off of what they saw on the TV because you have to go see it. And when you walk into the T-Mobile
Well, I
store,
think if
the
you talk
Pixel
to
is just not
anybody on
impressive.
Madison Avenue,
Oh no,
they
it's
say
not
It's
being
not an
impressive.
we
It's
have
just not
proved
there.
you are wrong
It's
for the
not
last
George.
80
What
years,
George,
and that
It's
has
not
not
Mike?
there.
No,
changed yet.
Mike. What do you mean it's not there? The Pixel's
It's
in every carrier now.
yes,
If I
it's
go
in
into
every
AT&T, I'm
carrier.
gonna
But when
see a
you walk
Pixel. They have a
into a
whole shelf.
store,
They have a
what
whole
did
shelf
you
full
get
of
hit first with?
George.
First, you're
Mike,
going to
Mike,
get hit with
listen.
an
The
iPhone,
phone
then
of
you're
the
going to
month.
get hit with all
Mike,
the Samsung
Mike,
phones.
listen.
Then
So
you'll
when
see
you
the
go
Pixel
in,
phone. And I can tell you, when
Look,
I
okay.
walk
I
So
can
into
tell
the
you right now, the
T-Mobile store,
OnePlus
I
phone is
always have
all the
to
way in the
look
back of the
around to
building,
see where
in the
what's a
back of the
OnePlus?
store.
Nobody
I
cares about
never have to
OnePlus.
look
Well, I'm
around
just
to
telling
find
you.
out where the iPhones and
Listen,
Samsung phones are.
Google's problem
Uh-oh.
has been since the first one. What was the
Okay.
issue with the
Okay. Here,
Uh,
here comes
what was
Joe. Here
the
comes. Oh,
Mike?
I know he's fixing his
Mike,
hair just for me.
Mike,
That is so
remember,
nice of
Oh,
you,
Mike,
Mark.
Mike,
yo,
remember the first one, right? The first Pixel was
Mike,
making a
Mark,
halo
have you
over the
been listening
yeah.
pictures,
to us all
right?
do?
It made a halo over the pictures, right? And the
I
Oh
battery
can't
was
hear
my
you
God,
very
trash,
well.
right?
yeah,
It had
but
the halo and the battery was trash. Listen, so if you bought one, let's say you bought one, because that one I think they sold okay, because that was the first one. You bought one, then that was your experience. Then you're like me, you said, all right, I'm going to give it another shot, right? So you go buy the second one. Oh, it's got blue tint, right? That was the next thing. Then it had a speaker. I think
That's
it was a
true.
speaker thing on the second one. So it doesn't matter how much they market it. You act like having Verizon doesn't matter. That's a huge thing. You're Google. You don't have to have TV.
Having
People
Verizon
aren't
doesn't
watching
matter
TV
if you're
like
the
that.
third
Verizon
phone
was pushing
people
the
see in the
phone.
store after they've
Mark.
already
Verizon
seen
was
the
Hey, Mark, how
first
you doing?
two.
First
Verizon
of all,
And you know what those first
Verizon
two
was
they're going to see are.
I give up. I give up. George, you're
so
gonna
so
see when
Give
they
so
up.
sell
Give
nothing.
up.
When they sell nothing, then you'll see.
when
Because it
they
doesn't
sell
Hey,
matter.
everybody.
nothing,
Yeah,
Mark is in here. Will
yeah.
Will won't let him talk, but Mark is in here.
mm,
When
mm,
they have no sales, George, then you'll be like, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe it was the fact that the
And
people who
if
bought
that's
a
maybe
true,
the
you
Pixel,
know, if
maybe
that's
you know
true,
what you're
you
gonna
know
say,
me, Will.
George?
I'll say,
George,
okay, Will, you
George,
were right. It
George,
wouldn't be the first time I said,
George,
okay, Will, you were
George.
right.
You're gonna
But I
say,
think
you know
you're
what you're gonna
wrong this
say?
time.
Maybe it was the fact that the people who bought them, who we needed to give word of mouth of the phone, trashed it. Maybe that's
Word
why.
of
Who was the look,
wait,
look, look, even Jerome. Jerome trashed the Pixel. You
Yes, he
can't
did.
get no
Yes,
more
he did.
advertising
Yes,
than
he
that.
did.
You
Yes, he
got
did.
people you're giving the phone away for free and they're trashing it.
Mark, have you been listening to us?
I heard
Come
some of
on.
it. I was busy.
Okay, so who do you think is right? I say TV ads are what makes Apple and Samsung
No,
sell more
George.
phones in America than
George,
anybody
people
else.
don't
What
even
do you?
watch TV. George,
Marketing.
people watch Hulu. Nobody watches TV no
And what do
more.
they want? Okay, never mind.
everybody now, we know
Everybody's
what Will's been watching.
watching what's that thing called? Disney Plus to watch their show real quick and turn it off. Nobody's watching TV.
Well,
Okay.
most of
Okay.
my streaming services are like the free versions, so I gotta watch ads. Like I don't pay for YouTube.
Well, he
Hulu.
does.
I got
Yeah,
Hulu.
I pay for
Well,
He
YouTube
does.
TV. I
I'm the
pay for
wrong
But
guy.
YouTube TV, but I still watch ads.
I'm the wrong guy to ask because I've already made my I'm neck deep. I'm Apple till I die. Like they're gonna
That's right. That's true.
I
You
already
got
paid the
Apple
there you
limit.
everything.
go.
That's
There
true.
you George, thanks for bringing him on. That's the best thing you've done all day.
That's it. That's it.
Will,
Good
you
job.
know, I will tell you I was wrong if I'm wrong. Okay.
George, you're wrong.
I've never had a problem with that. You know
Bury
that.
me with all my
No,
Apple
listen.
stuff. No one gets anything.
George, this is why you're wrong. You're not wrong, but this is why you're believing the nonsense that you hear on like Android websites. Google is gonna really market. You think they really weren't trying before?
I'm not
care about
saying,
phones.
Will, you're partially
They
right. I'm
don't.
not saying
It's.
I believe what I'm hearing on there, but I think
I think
they
that's gonna
might
make a
be right.
difference. I'll put it to you like that. It's not. It's
Something
not
is
gonna make a
different
difference.
this time. That's all I'm
It's
saying.
not.
I think with this tensor chip,
George,
I wouldn't
Google
say
might
make a
spend some money.
difference.
it's not even different. They're just using a Samsung chip. It's just Samsung.
Yeah. They're
They just
definitely
put a new name on it.
It's Samsung.
They
Plus,
didn't make it.
I still think
They
they're going to
didn't.
spend some money to advertise. Maybe I'm wrong.
They will. It's
okay.
not going to matter.
How about the fact that they're spending this amount of money, like which what I've heard is like unprecedented, marketing budget. Maybe now they're barely starting to at least show, like pretend that they care. Because I don't
Show
feel
some interest.
Google doesn't
Yeah,
need the Google money, Google phone money rather. They give money
that's true.
every other which way.
Yeah.
And
But
like I've said,
and
and like I've said,
Mark, that's pretty
me
much what
and
he's
a ton of other people said.
Will
Up
said.
until now, Google has
yeah.
only cared about getting you on Google services.
There you
This
go.
time,
Yeah.
I think they care about the phone.
They
That's
care
my-
about
I could be
staying
wrong.
default
They
browser
still,
on
they
iPhone.
still, they still want you to be in their services, which is why
Of
they
course they
push
do.
everything.
Of course
Which
they
is
do. But I
George.
think it's the
George.
first time they actually care about selling the
No.
phone.
Or are
That's all I'm
George.
seeing
saying.
that they care.
George.
They're
George.
pretending that
They want. They're pretending.
So Mark,
But
you think it's all a
but-
pretense?
Yeah,
George,
don't trust
no
anyone.
matter.
Okay,
No matter
Mark
what
thinks
they-
it's a pretense, so he's agreeing
It
with you.
is,
Then.
but
Okay.
no matter what they tell you about, yeah, we're really going to try this time. They're still not going to sell any phones because their track record is bad.
We'll see.
It's not like you people
We'll
have
see.
positive things to say besides
All
the
right,
3A,
Will,
and you're
the
about to
bottom
give them
line is, Will,
$1,000.
you cannot tell the future. I cannot tell the future.
I
Only
can.
God can tell the future. So let's drop
I
it until
can.
we see who's right.
When it
That's
comes
all.
to-
If I'm
George,
wrong,
when
I'll
it-
say, okay, Will, you were right. You cannot be
When it-
right. To
Oh
God
man,
unless you
that's
can
going to be
tell
a
the future.
stream of the day.
George,
Stream of the week.
when it comes to this, I can tell the future, and they're not going to sell no
If your
bigger
name is
number than
God,
they
I
sold
believe
last
you.
time.
If your name is not
They're not-
Jesus, I do not
they're not-
believe you.
They're not going to sell no bigger number than they did last time.
Hey, leave the dead out
They're
of this, George.
They're not.
Oh
They're
my
not going to
God!
sell
Oh
no.
my
Jesus,
not
God!
gonna
it's
Jesus
sell no-
doesn't happen to be dead. He happens to be alive.
They're
The
not going to
last
sell no
2,000
crazy
years.
amount.
So
They're
I'm
not
not
going
going
to
to
sell
bring
no.
the dead in here.
George, all this money they're about to throw away is not going to make them sell no crazy amount of phones because all the commercials in the world don't matter to when you go ask.
Just wait and see and
George,
stop
listen,
beating
yes,
this horse
but
to
George,
death?
George, listen, because when
Okay,
you go
Will,
ask somebody,
here's
when
the
you go
bottom
ask
line, Will.
somebody,
You have to
George.
be right, and you have to be right tonight. Is that where we are?
no, but
Then let it go.
Oh,
when
Then
you-
let it go
when
until
you
we
go-
find out.
when you
Because
go
if you
ask
won't let
somebody,
it go, all you're saying is,
Stop
I have to be
fighting.
right now.
Stop
when you go ask somebody what their experience was, and they tell you their
I'm
Pixel
not going to
4,
ask anybody
When
what
you-
they. I'm
but
just going
that's
to wait
what-
and see
that's
if you're
what-
right or I'm right. That's
George,
all I'm
that
going to do.
influences sales. You act like that doesn't matter. And Google has a terrible
I'm not
track
saying
record
it
with
doesn't matter. All I'm saying is, okay, we beat it to death. Let's wait and see. Is that a problem for
and
you?
what?
Mike,
and-
Mike,
yeah.
should I go buy the OnePlus N200?
Oh, please.
Why?
Huh? Should
That's-
I?
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Go ahead.
How was the notifications when the phone rang?
Oh, that I had the N10.
Whatever you had. How was
Okay,
it?
but he told.
How
What
was
is
it?
your point,
How was
Will?
it? How was it?
I had a problem with it.
He told
Okay,
us
so
how
I
it
don't.
was.
I don't think I want that.
Okay.
Oh, I see. I
So go
see
get
your
a-
point.
go get a
I'm
Pixel.
starting to get your point.
So should I get the 4?
Before.
Yeah, the Pixel 4.
No, get the best.
How's the battery life on that?
No, don't get a Pixel 4.
Why not?
Get because that's an older phone. Get the Pixel.
What if I get a brand new one?
No.
Why, the battery suck?
Just say yes.
Oh, that's going to instill confidence to make me go give them $1,000 every phone.
No,
had
I
a
wouldn't.
major
I wouldn't.
problem?
Why would you
So
buy?
exactly. So all these commercials don't mean
And
nothing
Will,
when
I
the
did
people who
not
use it
disagree
tell
with
you
you
the phone
about
is
that. I
trash.
agreed with you about that.
Hope-
Remember?
So
Hello,
that's the
official
point.
Keith in Texas.
So there could be no commercial in the world
Hey,
that's
Keith,
going to
good
do
to see
better
you,
than
brother.
Mike's opinion.
At least-
OnePlus
at least
doesn't
I-
have to have not
At
one
least I've
commercial.
got another
But if-
Vegas guy
who-
But if
for first time in a while.
Yeah.
George,
Well-
you know what? George, I'll give you an example. When's the last time you seen a Motorola commercial?
Oh wow,
Motorola sells a lot of phones.
that's been a long time ago.
Not compared to Apple and Samsung.
George,
they
they
don't. They
sell
sell
a
like
whole
nothing
bunch
compared
of
to Apple and
phones.
Samsung.
Who? Motorola? Oh,
Yes.
come on,
Yeah,
Motorola.
they-
George,
In Brazil,
they-
they sell a ton.
George,
In Brazil,
they
they're
sell-
There are a
number
lot
one-
of
they're
other
the number
countries
one
they
phone
sell
seller.
their
George,
phones
they sell
too.
a lot of phones, and they don't have no commercial.
In
There's a
Brazil,
lot
they're
of
the
people.
number one. In
A
America,
lot of
they're-
people.
I don't know what number. They're certainly
A lot of
more
people
than
buy
two.
Motorola here, but the
I-
difference is Google fell off. Google messed up. They messed up back in like the Pixel 2.
Okay.
That was their shot, and they messed up.
So you're saying we cannot wait and see.
Yeah, but for what? I
Can't-
already know what's coming. They're not going to sell
Okay.
nothing.
Okay,
All right.
Everybody knows it. Google
Mark.
knows it too.
yo, Mark.
Mark knows it.
This all
What's
started
Mark
with
using?
about
What's
a
Mark
comment
using
about
over there?
marketing.
iPhone.
Mark is only Mark has already said he doesn't buy anything but Apple. He's
Mark
already
knows
said
what
that.
he's doing. There you go. What is that? A 13?
12, man. 12 Pro Max.
There you go. There you see, Mark. There you go. Mark knows what he's
And
doing.
is that the new iPad, right? Or
No,
is
that's
that last
the
year's?
new iPad keyboard. I picked one up in
Mark.
white. This is 2020.
Mark knows what he's doing.
Just
See?
like
See.
I have the same stuff. So what?
Apple's
Mark knows
So-
what he's
so-
doing.
I noticed the pattern here. We
I got
just
live.
way on. Yeah.
Mark
Any-
knows what he's doing.
Okay, so
Hey,
so the
everyone-
Apple guys are down.
I
Down
had
below.
the 2020 Magic Keyboard.
Apple
I had
guys
the
are down
2020
below.
iPad Pro. What are you saying?
Okay,
That
Because-
doesn't
and
change.
and us techie. Wait a minute.
The lost
Wrong way.
cause. The lost causes.
Oh yeah.
Look at Reds, Mark.
Yeah.
What about
People-
you, Mark?
but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now we were talking about marketing, and I want a different perspective here. Not the but marketing and how does Apple marketing? Is it being does that infect?
No.
affect
It
somebody's
wasn't marketing.
influence?
We were talking about TV commercials.
Well,
That's what
TV
George's
well, that's
whole
marketing. That's marketing.
Yeah. Listen, no.
According to
There's
Will,
difference.
that's
Wait,
not
listen.
marketing.
Wait. I want to hear. I want to hear what Mark says. I
Yeah,
wanna hear
because
what- go ahead, Mark.
because he's acting like Google having commercials on YouTube
Mark
and
can't get a
ads and
word in
everything
because
isn't
Will
marketing.
won't
That's all
stop.
marketing. But go ahead, Mark.
What's the
Mark
question,
on the
Mike?
marketing. Go ahead.
Marketing. Well, isn't most of it like Apple's already established as like the cool brand, right? Luxury brand, lifestyle.
Exactly.
Everyone who's anyone knows iPhone because of its ease of use, whether you're old or young.
Exactly.
I mean, affordability or even hand-me-downs, because it's like, if I get a new one,
Quality.
I'm gonna give this to somebody. Yeah, quality.
Yeah.
7 years.
And of course, Mike, and Will both know. Even when I didn't buy Apple phones, when somebody on the street asked me, I always said, if you just
There was
want
a
a
time.
phone that works, get an iPhone. So
Yeah.
I'm not arguing that.
Okay, so people don't sit down, George, and see the commercial and say, "I'm gonna go get an iPhone."
Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay.
They get it because they're like, "Oh, my aunt had one from
Friends
3
have-
years ago and it still works." You can't say that about a Google.
It's
phone.
cool.
You
No,
can't.
you
friend
can't. No,
has-
you can't.
My
You're right.
classmates
And
have.
that's going to be their problem. It don't matter how many
And
commercials,
why do they
millions
get
of
Samsung
dollars.
phones? Then why do they
Because-
get Samsung phones?
Because Samsung puts something cool in their phone that people want.
Because some
Google doesn't have none of that.
people
Okay.
there's no hope for them, George.
Here's the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. What's
George,
so
you
cool
didn't
about
hear
this
that.
phone?
George, did
Tell
you hear
me,
what he said?
tell me, Will.
George,
Here's the Samsung
George.
Galaxy S21 Ultra.
George,
What is so cool
George.
about this phone that people buy it?
That name
You
is
know-
too long. First of all,
But he says Samsung put something cool in
No,
that
listen.
phone so people
I don't
buy it.
because-
Why do
because
people buy this phone,
They'll
Will?
put,
Yeah,
they'll put a gimmick
George.
in there, like what's that thing called? Moonshot or whatever that thing was called.
oh,
I never
nighttime
heard of
mode.
moonshot.
Why would you? Okay,
Whatever.
you know what? It makes sense.
Whatever that thing is called, moon landing,
All I'm
moon
asking
photo.
is,
whatever
why
it's
are
called.
Apple and Samsung so far ahead of everybody else?
Because people trust what they buy. It's not like
Are
Google.
they the only
Google
ones
had
putting out quality?
Google had 6 years. No, but he's talking about Google. Google had 6 years to establish themselves, and every time they have fallen, there's been an
Yeah.
issue.
That's-
Okay,
There's
that
no
is
way.
true.
George,
That is true.
George, I gave them $1,000.
Have I
George,
disputed
listen,
that at all,
George,
Will?
George, I gave them $1,000 for the Pixel 4 XL, right?
Yes.
And it couldn't
yes.
unlock my bank.
That's true.
Okay,
That's true. I remember that.
that's why. That's the
That's true.
problem. It doesn't matter how many commercials they have. The commercial can show me an amazing product, but when I get it and the developer hasn't updated the app to unlock my bank, I'm taking it back.
All
When
we
I
gotta
get it
do-
and I
all
gotta
we have to do
and
is wait a few
listen,
months to
listen,
see if the
George,
phone sells
George,
or not.
George, hold
I don't
on,
see why
hold
you
on.
have a
George,
problem with that.
George,
It's
when
like,
I get
are
it,
you going to look?
George.
I'm 76 years old. I
Because-
expect to be here in
because,
January.
George.
Unless you expect to be dead by then,
Wait,
why can't we
George.
just wait till January and see what happens?
when I get it and I gotta clear the cache, that doesn't make me like the phone.
I'm not saying it does. All I'm asking you is why can't we just wait and see what happens?
We can, but this is like it's inevitable what's gonna
But
happen.
you have to be right this minute. And you can't stand it if I won't say you're right this minute. But since
You
I'm
have
not
to say I'm-
Jesus and I can't
because-
tell the future, I can't say you're right this minute.
because George,
The only way you're going to
all
get
right.
me to say you're right
Mike,
this minute, Will, is
Mike,
if you
George is
prove
right.
to me you are
No,
God.
no.
Other than
Mike,
that,
oh,
you
Mike.
can't tell the future. So that's the only way you're going to get me to say you're right this minute.
George, you want Google to
Mike.
be successful in the phone space? Or
George is right.
What's his angle? What do you want, George?
Google to do what?
You want Google to succeed in the cell
No.
phone market?
No, I want them to try. No, I don't even want them to try. All I'm saying is, like some other websites have been saying, I think they're actually going to try to sell
Oh,
some phones.
I would
And
believe.
as Mike can tell you, and as Will can tell you, I've told them in the past, they weren't trying.
Even if it's just throwing money at that problem, I think at least we can say that yeah, they're gearing up for sure. For
And George,
I just think they're going to
George.
try to sell some phones, and I don't think
George.
they've ever tried before. And I've
Yeah,
said
George.
this many times.
I've said this before. Last time I was with you, I think like the first or second time that I was with you, because you guys asked me, "What do you think about Android?" And I'm like, "I have not thought about Android since the iPhone 4. I've been
Yes,
iPhone's ever had."
that's exactly
Well, I
what
think
you said.
in all of that time, it was just noise to me. But recently, like seeing those designs, I'm like, "Whoa, that's a Pixel phone." Like the renders you see, I'm like, they finally look good.
So
They
there's
look
something
up to par.
different. Okay.
It looks like a premium. It looks like a phone worth a damn now. And that's from someone who I don't care about Android. Or
Now,
I'm like,
Will, I did
let me
not
see.
pay him to say that.
I mean, well, because I want
Now
my
listen.
I know that there's people that do like it, and I would want there to be an Apple equivalent or Apple rival on Android. I know you guys
George.
that are set in your ways
Mhm.
want
Wait,
nothing to
talk
do
to
with
Mike. Don't
iOS.
talk to me.
You know,
Okay. Now, I've gotten every Pixel phone except for the A versions, right?
Yes, and I've
I've
only
been
gotten the A
begging.
versions. That's true.
I've been begging.
You
for,
tried the A
Android.
version. You said
Yeah,
you
I
tried
got
the A
one, but
version.
I didn't get them all. But what
Yeah,
I'm
he
saying is,
tried one.
I've been waiting for an equivalent. This whole
Yeah,
thing
normally
is just
he gets the first and I get the A.
I
This is
I
the
want
first
them.
time we're reversing, or both of us are getting the first. I
I
don't know.
want them to have an iPhone equivalent. I've been begging for it, right?
Yes, you
But I
have.
gave up now because it's not going to happen. But what I'm telling George is, no matter how much money Google throws at it and how much you think they care, it's not going to matter because they ruined
And,
it.
and
It's
that's the
over.
difference.
People
That's
don't
what they're
have
saying.
faith in
What I'm
Google to make
saying
a
is,
good
I
phone.
think if they throw enough money at it, it'll
It's
be
not.
successful.
It's not, George. George,
Okay,
because
well,
they're already
then we'll
lost.
see.
Okay.
Then we'll see.
Okay. Okay.
so no controversial stuff today, George.
Hey, I got through all the stories. I think when Mike came in, I was on the last story. But Mike you didn't show him what you got.
My phone broke.
No, two of us have it, Mark. Mark,
What happened to your phone?
two of us have got the flip.
I got with
Mike
Jerry
freaked
rig
us out.
everything, and he made some modifications to it. Okay.
You know, iPhones fold too. They just
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
unfold.
I hear they can.
Oh, you hear that?
I don't know
Listen,
what the big deal is.
that 12 Pro is wonderful.
Yeah. Hey, Will, let's just leave
No,
these
it
guys
is.
in the past.
I have the 12 Pro. I love this thing.
They want to stay in the past. Leave them. I bet you
Yeah,
they still get phone booths. You know, they want them to make
Wow.
I
You
know what
went
it'll
there.
be. I got it.
Wow.
You know what? I'll agree with you on this. I'll meet you guys halfway. A rotary cell phone. I'll rock one of those. If that comes
Okay.
back. You guys want to keep going back?
So wait, so you haven't used an Android phone since the iPhone 4?
Right. So before that, I had one of the old. I don't remember if it was an HTC or an LG.
I think you said it was
460
HTC.
or 760. It was the one that said Sprint on it, and then if you go to Metro PCS, it said Metro PCS on it. It didn't have like the brand on it, but I think it was an LG or HTC. It was okay.
Yes,
It was
a
neat.
long time ago.
It was my first like smartphone outside of my T-Mobile Sidekicks that I was using at the time, because those are technically communicators or whatever.
Mhm.
I liked it. It was cool. The battery swelled up on me, but it would still work. But then I traded it. I got the iPhone 4 in white for like $50 from a Sprint authorized reseller.
Oh, and that was it, huh?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what is this thing? I'm like, hell yeah.
Look, we got Mark's fans in here now. Renz has become a Mark fan. There you go.
Renzi, he's the guy, man. He told me to come and rescue this stream. I didn't know what was happening in the chat. I saw Mike was here. I'm like, oh.
He said some people don't care about function over looks, as they will get a case for the skin of them, and that's probably that.
And
is
those people
true.
don't have souls. Get it stocked, you know. I mean, like that argument of like, oh, you can just paint a car any color you want. It's like, well, now it's not worth as much, right? Because I ruined the factory paint, factory coat. Like what I want, if in a perfect world would be a stainless steel product red, iPhone Pro Max. I want to know what that would look like, and it would be charitable because they would help. They're fighting AIDS and COVID.
Right.
Okay.
That'd be cool. I want it stock. I want to see what Apple would do with that color. Not, oh, just grab a scan or grab a case. I'm like, yeah, I got a case anyway, but it's the clear one. Or I mean, it's kind of foggy, scuffed up now, but
Yeah,
Wait till-
I'm scared not to buy it. I never get a screen protector, but I am too scared not to have a case. Always.
yeah. Especially if you forget to purchase Apple Care within the 60 days.
No. I don't purchase any of the cares because I replace phones every 2 or 3 months. It doesn't make sense
Must
for
be
me to
nice.
buy that.
I even have Apple Care on my SE.
That's what
Yeah,
you.
I just
That's what you.
when
that's
you're
what
going
you
to get
gotta
a
do
new phone
with
every 2 or
Android
3
phones. You
months,
gotta
it
keep
doesn't make
replacing
sense to buy care for every single phone. It just wouldn't make any sense.
You gotta keep replacing those Android phones.
I keep replacing iPhones too.
You know what?
This is my third one.
You know why he replaces them in 3 months? Because that's when the value starts to drop.
They start to drop the
replaced
day
my
after.
iPhone 10
The
with
day
an
after the
iPhone
phone
11.
came
I
out.
I give you
replaced
guys
my
90 days.
iPhone 11 with an iPhone 12. Same thing. It doesn't matter what phone I buy, I'm going to be getting another phone within 3 months. I know that.
You got me
Because you're not
looking now.
happy? Because you're not ever satisfied?
No, because I have a YouTube channel.
Is that everyone's excuse for why you get to double dip?
That's not my
Android and
excuse. I didn't
iOS?
start buying phones
I
until
used to
until
use
my
that
I started
channel,
excuse. I
doing
don't
YouTube.
anymore.
I got to make a video on it. People need to know.
Nah,
No, it's not that
I'm
people
just
need to
I'm
know,
just
but
knowing this is what I
I
enjoy.
like to think that people
Thank
like to
you,
see
Mike.
my camera comparisons.
Mike,
I could be
everybody.
wrong.
Guy. Yeah, he enjoys it. Why can't we just like stuff, huh? Why are we fighting?
because
What's going on?
I mean I'll talk about it. I'll make
like fighting.
conversation with
I'm
it,
okay
but
with it. This is fun.
And do I
So-
like to check that Google sends me every once in a while? Of course I do.
What?
And
Yeah,
the
I
one that
know.
Amazon sends me
What?
even once and more and a great one.
Wait. So you can't be trusted.
I didn't say
You're
that.
tainted now. You receive.
Oh, you're
money
saying anybody who
from
makes
Google.
money you can't trust? That wouldn't that mean all 4 of us, all 5 of us can't be 4 of us
Where's
can't
the
be
disclaimer?
trusted?
Where's the disclaimer that you get paid by a multinational conglomerate? Can't be
Somebody
trusted.
crazy? Oh my god! Somebody has on
If
Swap.
I got paid by the company that made the phone, like when
Yeah.
ZTE used to give me free phones, I always told people ZTE gave me this phone.
For
They
for
were
a
the good
favorable
days.
review.
No,
They were the
didn't
good
always
days.
get a favorable review.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're
But
in their pocket,
but I
George.
do feel if somebody's giving you something, you need to tell people they gave it to you. You know, nobody's given me a free phone since the LG Velvet, though.
I'm looking here on Swappa. There's this person selling a Z Flip 3, and they got a picture of the Ultra in it.
You're kidding.
Floppy.
Yeah,
That's not the right phone.
How much are they selling
Yeah.
it for?
$700.
I don't know Android, but I'm pretty sure that's the wrong phone.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
in one of the pictures, I mean, some of the pictures are the Z Flip, and then there's one Ultra in there. I think she's got her pictures all mixed up. Yeah,
I can do
I'm-
that.
I mean, I'm looking at some of these prices,
What
getting
is that,
back
your
to
wallet? What is that?
what's this?
I don't know. This is my Flip. This
That's
is
your
my
wallet?
Ultra.
Is that a battery pack? What is that? Is
No, that's a phone like this
Hey.
one.
I can do that.
that your
I love
girlfriend's
doing
phone?
that. As Flossie said, that's why you buy it, isn't it? So you could do that.
Mm.
Just get a switchblade like a real man.
I have a couple of them already
Then what do you need that thing for?
because I can't cut somebody with this.
George is
One of
in
my-
Google's chat.
One of my- you got to remember where I was
Georgie.
raised.
Put you
I'm
in bed
really,
yet?
really good with knives. Trust me. The average person pulls a knife on me, they lost automatically.
That's why you use guns, everyone. Guns. And sneak attacks, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want switchblades, I've got them. I
There we go.
always have them.
My guy.
I own about 80 knives.
Oh, that's more than me. I got like maybe 20,
I don't
30.
think so.
Well, I used to walk around with mine all the
They're all,
time.
they're all if they're the same, they're different colors and different finishes. But you know, they're all more or less unique. I like it. I like it too. It's fun. A good hobby.
It's all in how you're raised. Where I was raised with a bunch of mafia hardheads, and that's how I learned to defend myself.
There you go, man. That's right. Right, Mike?
Yeah, yeah.
He wasn't raised with those kind of guys, trust me.
He looks like a wise guy.
Who, me?
No, I was raised with real wise guys, not the fake ones. The guys who like to put
Just
you
call
in.
Mike
I was
a
raised
wise
with the
guy?
guys who enjoyed putting you in pain. So I had to learn how to take pain, and I had to learn how to dish some out.
Right.
I finally got better at dishing it than I got at taking it. That's all. It's the only reason I'm still here.
Crocodile Dundee.
No, it has nothing to do with crocodile. You know what I learned at a young age, Will? That kicking hurts much more than anything else. And I finally
Not
learned
much more than a knife.
how to kick way
Oh,
harder than
Let me show
anybody
you-
else.
Let me show you the biggest knife I got. Hold on.
Do you really? I got a little box cutter. All I have is a little box cutter.
Oh, God, this is funny.
Well, some of us that have had knives all our whole life like to get nice knives. Look at Flossie. Flossie likes to have nice knives, right?
Yeah, does he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You got a samurai sword?
I have a few of those.
Rez says he's got a knife in the right and knuckles on the left.
I haven't. You know what?
Actually, I've never used brass knuckles in my life, friends.
What's next for me would be like an actual like a sword or katana, but
Have you
as
showed
far
it?
as like
No.
the handheld, there's
Okay.
one,
That's pretty. That looks like a pretty nice knife. It certainly looks sharp.
and then I'll set that one aside, and then one of these guys is.
Now you're getting closer. Now you're getting closer.
It's about what is this? 18 inches maybe overall.
I used to have one like that. I don't have it anymore though.
Yeah, I love it. I use this back part to pop open bottles, the little like where it stops, where it's not jagged. You
Yeah, I
see
see it. I see it. Mike
Oh,
left us. Will, are you still
it?
there?
Yeah, he's scared.
Yeah, I'm here, George.
Okay.
I like it. Collecting. It's just a hobby, like anything.
We're doing Mark's show and tell.
Yeah, man. These are the other ones that I was telling you where it's the same knife, but they're in different finishes. They came in like a three.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So that's like, what is that? Stainless or
It looks like
gray?
it.
Like gray, maybe like a grade one. And then here's the same knife, but in green, but it's got like a black blade instead.
So
But it's
you
the same.
liked them that much that you bought them in different configurations and colors?
And then there's a tan one with a polished. So it's polished, and then this one's black with brush. So just them like switching it up, even though
So
it's
you
the
have
same-
like a collection. So
yeah. There you go. Yeah, I
I
open
have
letters
some,
with it.
I have some on the wall, as a matter of fact, in a case.
Open letters with it, and then bottles with the back part. So like a nice seltzer water or something like that,
Cool.
or beer, whatever. It's fun.
Good.
Yeah,
I
yay.
like it, Renz.
Nice. So next Apple event, what's going on there, guys? If we're lucky, 4 more days, I think we'll get invites at the earliest for the 12th.
So what are we getting?
The M1X or whatever they call it.
Okay,
The next Apple Silicon chip.
You know, I almost bought an M1
Hope.
Air the other day, and then I said, no, I can't do that.
New AirPods, maybe, right?
Yeah, that would make sense. Aren't they about due now, Will? Mark?
I guess, you know.
What was that? I wasn't listening.
AirPods. New
AirPods.
AirPods.
I want the pros. But yeah,
I never did get the post. I still have the original.
they're having.
Hey, excuse me, real quick. I hate to do this, but I gotta bounce.
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. Listen,
Mike.
Hey,
I'll
it's
be.
10:30 right? We've been at this. Mike and Will and Mark too, but especially Mike and Will. Thank you so much. You made the show today.
Yeah.
No problem. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you again. I'll be keep on watching my ventures on Twitter and Instagram on my
Are you going to be
flipping
doing
out.
Are you going to be doing the video on the flip?
I will be. Yes, I
Okay.
will be doing something. Okay.
All right,
All right,
looking
guys.
forward to it. All right.
All right. See you.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
how soon are you saying this next event is going to be?
If we're lucky enough, Tuesday we'll get event invites for the Tuesday afterwards.
Okay, so you're
4 more days.
saying about a week and a half from now we're going to be
They're
seeing an
supposed
event.
to.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they've already pushed it. From June from WWDC, they pushed it already to now. That's what is
Yeah.
that? Four.
Will, do you have any of the M1s?
No,
Yeah,
I
I have
really?
a MacBook Air.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
had a MacBook here, but now I have my iPad Pro. But I came very close to getting, but I didn't get it because I said no, I'm getting ready to buy that Pixel.
That's the best one to get, right? Will, they're saying that one's the best.
Oh, yeah,
The best
really
version
good.
of the M1.
Yeah, I've seen that
Yeah.
too in some articles.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It's the most value. Yeah.
Yeah. I only paid $8 for it.
Hey, even better.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the 16. So I had the Pro, the Pro 13 M1, but the screen was not going to cut it for my use case for when eventually the world opens back up and starts having parties and booking DJs. So for me, everything else,
did have it. Would you do send it back? Or?
I had the 13. Yeah. So this was Christmas time. So last Christmas I had it and then returned it by January 8th or whatever the day was. Yeah. But I loved it. Other than that tiny screen, man, the portability, the lightness, the fan not even
So you're
needing to turn
saying
on.
it's almost
I
certain
know.
you're going to be buying the
It's
next
staying
one.
cool.
Quiet.
It actually working, you know what I mean? As opposed to, again, I have the 2012 Intel powered 15-inch MacBook Pro, so
That's right. You told me that, yes.
night and day. But I couldn't get over that screen, so I'm like, you know what? Let me take a step back. Let me breathe. Let me collect myself. Let me snap out of it. Let me return this thing and be patient for the one that I actually do need, not just want. Because I've been wanting a new computer, needing a new computer for a long time, even just for casual use. Like sure, this computer I have now, I made my money with it, but like I've said before, it's embarrassed me during paid gigs by
Yes, you did say that.
cutting up, skipping songs, freezing and crashing, not just the program I was using, my DJ program, but the entire operating system at times. But I wasn't finding myself even reaching for my laptop for leisure to just scroll through my spam emails or to.
So basically, you've been waiting for this one to come out.
Oh man, yes.
Okay.
And then it's a bonus because I get to say it's for my business, and I'm gonna make money with it. I promise. But like for me to be able to fall in love.
So you get to write it off, though, right?
For me to have I would need to have an actual official business to do that.
Oh, I thought you did.
Well, side hustle, whatever. Paid hobby, yeah. But yeah, for me to even to fall in love and have a personal computer again, because I've been using my iPhone for everything, and then I've only had this thing since July of last year, the 2020 12.9-inch iPad Pro. So I was, that was a nice, an iPad's only an iPad. It's not a direct replacement, even though Apple will like to kind of allude that it is with the keyboard and all that. Right?
They like to sell it that way.
Sure.
But you can't beat the iPad Pro.
I miss the laptop, and a workhorse of a laptop.
And that's what happened to me. That's why I finally got my with the Ryzen chip. And I love this thing because it's fast as all get out.
Yeah, MacBook Pro, MacBook Professional, the prosumer, the guy, I want to maybe
get back to a Mac Pro. I would get one, but you should buy me one.
A Mac Pro?
Yeah.
What do those start at? 5,000-6,000?
3,000 maybe.
Really?
The cheapest. I'm thinking. Am I wrong, Will?
Oh, on the website right now on Apple.
Yeah, I thought they were 5. That's
Okay.
what I thought.
Could be wrong.
Damn, son. Wait, you're the big YouTuber here.
Oh, I'm not the big MacBook guy here, though.
Oh, but you're the big YouTuber with that big YouTuber. Hey, this guy gets paid by Google.
Almost everybody I know on YouTube gets paid by Google once in a while, and I did say once in a while.
Yeah, they don't pay me.
That's because you never put anything on YouTube anymore.
Yeah,
me?
No, Will.
Oh,
We've tried to get him, but he finally, that school interfered. I understand that, Will.
Yeah, I
But
told you I'm
after
over it, George.
after
George,
next spring, you don't have that excuse anymore,
George,
right?
George, I gave up on Google.
But after next spring, you're done. You're done with the schooling for a while. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh wait, I didn't just grab the knives. I grabbed something else. Here we go.
What else did you grab?
You hear that? Aha! It's a new. You know what? It's a new version of Bud Light Seltzer. It says groovy on it. It's tie dye.
Groovy.
I think they're trying to market this to kids, but what do I know?
Or maybe they're trying to market to old folks who were back in the '60s, which would be me. You know.
There you go. How's
All
everything?
right, guys. I need to get out of here now too.
Oh, all right.
All right, George.
We'll do this
Will,
again.
thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, yeah. no
Always
problem.
appreciate you. Mark, thank you for jumping in
All
as
right, Mark.
always.
Thank you for having me. Later, Will.
All right. Everybody have
All
a
right.
blessed weekend. Talk to you
Bye,
later.
everyone in the chat and the replay squad.
Exactly.
Peace.